Yo, what's up, GP3? I thought we'd do a little bit of a ocean-themed mod showcase thing. I think because the last time I covered Come Sail Away, I think it was right after it released. And there's been a ton of different updates for it. The only one we won't be showcasing, I think, is Iliac Puddle No More. Just because that was pretty recent, and I did like a full video on it. The other ones I didn't really do a full video for. I never did a full video for Dungeons of Daggerfall, for Warm Ashes, and I definitely didn't do a full video for Animated Water either. I don't think so. No, I definitely didn't. So yeah, this will be cool. We'll just go full ocean themed here. We'll check out 4 different mods. I have the links to all of them in the video description, or the live stream description, I should say. What's up, Lef? NGC, how's it going? Good night. I won't join the stream. I made a friend of mine join the Daggerfall hype. Nice. Have a good night, everyone. Hey, I appreciate you for stopping by, saying hi. I'm Star Garden says Discord. Oh, yo, what's up? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I saw your message there. Yeah, I think the Let's Plays, they're really probably not a great viewing experience, especially in the VOD. With how many breaks I take talking to chat. But yeah, no worries. I didn't take like offense or anything, of course. I like having feedback, actually. It's very useful for me still. Especially as I get more comfortable with streaming like this. Yeah, it's actually good information for me. Lefties. Should I call you Lef? Is that okay? Or should I call you Lefties? How can I pronounce your name? I want to get it right. But yeah, this should be cool. We're going to really look at some of the ocean-themed mods. I've had a couple people ask me already. Which I do have all these at least somewhat covered in past videos. But not fully. The only one that's really been covered in depth is the... what's it called? It's the Iliac Puddle No More mod, really. However you want? Okay, I'm going to go with left then. So this should be cool. I also think that the recent updates to Come Sail Away, even though they're not that recent, I don't think I've ever showcased them on my channel. Not even, yeah, not even slightly, because in the pirate playthrough, I actually stopped updating it. It changed a couple of the mechanics. It changed how you carry the boat around. So it actually had like a fixed weight, which was kind of difficult to just inject into the pirate playthrough randomly. Yo, what's up, Eric? We're going to be going over some ocean-themed mods today. Revisiting some updated stuff that I haven't really looked at on the channel in a while. I think I mentioned earlier, but I kind of regret the way that I covered SquidKamer's Dungeons of Daggerfall mod. I feel like that was one of the worst mod showcases I ever did on the channel, unfortunately. Just because I kind of didn't realize the full extent of what that mod did. And I only showed off like 2 locations, I think. And the mod is huge. It does a lot more than that. I've kind of fixed that by slowly showing some of it on stream. But yeah, we'll look at the Pirate Coves. We'll look at Animated Water. We'll look at Come Sail Away. And we'll also look at Warm Ashes, of course. It's a lot to cover. Yeah, it is a huge amount. I knew the mod was already like pretty large in its scope, but even still, I didn't realize just how large at the time. And I think I only gave it like 3 or 4 minutes in my monthly mod showcase, which seems not right, honestly. But yeah, I have since then kind of randomly covered some parts of it. And the mod does show up a lot in my videos. It's also going to show up in the Druid playthrough eventually once we get started with that too. Somewhat prominently as well. I didn't actually schedule the stream, so I might wait a little bit longer. Just like an extra... Well, I guess we'll just wait for this timer to go down. I've actually just recently come back to the Come Sail Away mod. And yeah, I didn't realize just how nice the new boats were. Since I skipped the updates in the pirate playthrough, I just didn't spend time really looking at them afterwards. But yeah, they look good. They have some new functions too. There's actually like a dedicated light on and light off button for the boats, which is cool. I think there's 4 or 5 different designs. And they look really, really different, which is cool. I don't know if it was always possible to go underneath the boat. But it is now. And it's not furnished, really. And it doesn't count as a player home, so you can't actually decorate it. But it is pretty crazy. Mod page says over 80 dungeons to the ocean alone. Yeah, it's pretty insane, honestly. I think some of those are random, though. He did a mix of custom dungeons and random dungeons, kind of using the original Daggerfall style, I think. And then some that he built from the ground up, which look amazing. I think he was trying to offer some like smaller scale dungeons, which is cool. It's a nice touch. Says 53 generated. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, for the custom ones, I didn't realize just how many different regions got different custom ones. So when I went to Icalon, that's the first time I saw, and that was only a few weeks ago, that was the first time I saw like the undead themed one that was fully custom by him. And the Pirate Coves I did show off sometime last week on the channel. Which was really cool. I also didn't really ever show that, I think, in the original one. I think I showed like a section of it, but I didn't show the cool section of it, which is the whole docked like pirate area, which I showed last week, so that's kind of cool. I think we'll show it again a little bit today. But yeah, since I've kind of been covering mods on the live stream, I haven't been doing the monthly mod showcases anymore, really. I also kind of felt like July, I couldn't really, I feel like I couldn't really make a full, what's it called? Like mod showcase video for July. There just wasn't enough content that month. If I did, it would have been like 5 to 7 minutes or something. Yeah. So I kind of skipped that month, and then August is when all the live streams started. I like the smaller scale dungeons in addition to larger ones. Might and Magic 6 had some of my favorite. Yeah. I like the idea of adding custom dungeons like that. Because if you try to match Daggerfall's normal size, it's kind of, that would be hard, I feel like, for a, you know, custom dungeon to do. And all SquidKamers are a lot smaller, but which is nice. I like that. All right, timer's done here. Let me turn this off on OBS. Shpan, you got to walk from riverbed to ocean floor drop-off seamlessly, man. Make me proud. Man, I remember your comments now. I know, I still have to do that. It's funny that you showed up here. You know what? Actually, just for you, let me close out of the game. Let me enable the mod. I actually didn't have Iliac Puddle No More on right now. But maybe I should do that real quick. At some point, we'll do that, okay? I wanted to show this off because Iliac Puddle No More just... I don't know if it's my mod list. but it just causes a lot of lag for me when I'm sailing. And it makes sense, you know, the whole depth of the ocean has to be loaded in, and there's all that stuff. But yeah, it is causing a lot of lag for me these days, so I have turned it off. So the 4 mods we were going to look at was going to be just Come Sail Away, Animated Water, Dungeons of Daggerfall, and Warm Ashes, of course. Awesome, man. You do what you gotta do. Yeah, man. No, I promise you. We'll definitely get to it, though. We might even do it this stream, but I'll just have to close the game out, which really isn't that big of a deal. But, you know what? Let me test it real quick. I'm going to get the starting soon thing back up, and I'm going to save here. And if it's not laggy, we can keep it on. We'll see. All right, this will take me 2 minutes, guys. I have been telling you for such a long time that I was going to do it, and then I kept forgetting. And then the pirate actually died, which was hilarious. I actually had a lot of cool plans before the pirate died. I was going to get like a full recruited like pirate crew. And yeah, that did not work out, unfortunately, for us. All right, let me look here. Where is no Iliac Puddle no more? Where's that at? This startup screen's a little loud. Sorry, guys. It'll be 2 seconds here. Just got to find this mod here. All right, there it is. Iliac Puddle no more. Let's save that. Let's load in. And let me turn the overlay off here. All right, now we're officially started. Let's do this. Yo, what's up, Fiffinger? Hello, ahoy, even. Yes, sir. We're about to get into it. All right. Now we've got 5 mods, actually. I'm not going to update the thing here, though. Let's see if this gets too laggy for us. Yo, what's up, Glenn? Welcome in. We're actually looking at a few different mods today because a lot of these on the channel, I either never revisited them once they got updated, or I showcased them so long ago and I didn't do a great job. All right. The lag is actually not too bad. All right, something interesting is already happening with... Can I walk on this? I can. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so this is one of the new designs. When I first covered Come Sail Away, this was not in the mod. And I think I covered that mod basically, I don't know, the week it came out, maybe. In 2025, I think that was. Yeah, it is much laggier with Iliac Puddle no more. And part of the reason, of course, is because this whole underwater area is, you know, look at the depth as we go down. Yo, what's up, Loaf? How's it going? Welcome in. And look how dark this gets. It's actually crazy. It's actually extremely creepy. And as you get to the surface, it feels like there's some realistic vibe to that. Watching your boat slowly disappear into the dark. I don't know if we could keep this on, though. It's just so laggy for me. I don't know why. Mildly terrifying? Yeah, for real. Actually, now the lag is fixing. I don't know. It's just coming in and out. And I don't know if it's even supposed to be this dark, honestly. But if we start sailing, let's do some sailing here. We'll see how bad it gets. There's also a weird interaction with the shores, like, waves and the actual animated water waves out in the distance, which is kind of strange. Yeah, Warm Ashes is what adds these little shipwrecks on the side. But let's get a little bit further out so this sort of, you know, the waves don't clash like this. There's some weird interaction I got going on. I also see my dragon up there in the sky. I don't know if you guys can see that. Terrifying? Yeah, for real. He's sailing away. All right, let's put the sails down, and you can see from the pointer there which way the wind is blowing. And if the wind's behind you, you get a lot more speed. And if you're trying to sail towards the wind, you just want to drop the actual sail. But actually, it's not terribly laggy with Iliac Puddle no more. I expect it sort of to load in, and once it loads in, that's when you get the lag spikes. And there's a couple different boats. We'll check them all out. Oh yeah, one other functionality this mod has now. You actually can turn the lights on. So if we waited until like nighttime, let's do that real quick. Let's save. What time is it in game? It's 1-ish. Let's oh yeah, it's a beautiful little sunset going on here too. Whenever you got cloudy skies, the sun looks awesome. And the waves look good too. Some cool sound effects as well. But yeah, you can actually turn the lights on now. It's actually functional. And we got 2 different uncharted islands, which is all part of SquidKamer's Dungeons of Daggerfall. Which you wouldn't think a dungeon mod adds that stuff, but it does. It's really cool. But yeah, you can see how laggy this is with Iliac Puddle no more. And I can't actually delve underneath the water because of like the... I don't know, the darkness of it. Like, how can I make this brighter? Because you can get to the ocean floor. Let's just try to get to the ocean floor. I'll put God mode on real quick. And we'll just keep sinking. We'll go exactly, like, straight down. And, yeah. I know the ship is peaceful. Sailing looks nice, too. I wonder how this world works with climate and... Oh, how this would work with climate and calories. Yeah, I'm not sure, really. I haven't, I guess you would just need to bring, like, a bunch of rations. Whatever kind of cooked food. I would imagine that the weather requirements, like getting wet and getting cold and hot, could be kind of tricky when sailing. This is crazy. Where we're going, we don't need Mage Light to see. That's a good idea, actually. We could text that real quick. Let's go to Show Spellmaker. Just kind of curious. Can I actually just do like a Mage Light? Would that help underwater? I'm not sure. But, yeah, one sec here. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, let's see. Let's just try this. Actually, this was a regular light, right? This wasn't even a Mage Light. Let's add both. Because one was a candle, right? I forget. Oh, yeah, here it is. Any lighting settings in Puddle? I think there are, yeah. Actually, let's check that as well. I think you're right about that. Let's go with like a red light here. All right, I'm just going to buy this. Oh, I don't even have any gold on this character. Oh, my God. Let's add some gold. But yeah, let's first check the mod settings. It might not be in-game. Oh yeah, Iliac Puddle no more. Cool. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. It actually might have some lights here. This mod also lets Argonians have infinite breath, which is pretty cool. That's actually not a part of Daggerfall. Oh, my ocean depth is so high, too. I don't want to screw anything up by moving this now, though, but let's see. Max live enemies. Passive fish, okay. Seafloor loot rate. Water surface top transparency. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's an option as well. Underwater fog strength. Okay, let's reduce this all the way. And let's also reduce the fog distance. And let's also bring up some of the speed. All right, let's see if that helped at all. We're just going to keep going straight down for a bit. It's so weird. I have no way to even orient myself underwater like this. It's crazy. Once we actually get down to the bottom, though, it's not going to be this dark, I don't think. And we can always fast fly upwards. I just don't want to fast fly down because I'll probably clip through the bottom of the ocean, most likely. I probably could try it. We'll give it like a couple more seconds here. Oh, you can see if I do the toggle, we're almost getting towards the bottom. You can see all the fish and stuff. This is so weird, though. Let's go back to the show Spellmaker. Let's make that Mage Light. Let's see if this actually helps us. We'll choose Inferno. Whatever on that. Choose a little light emblem here. All right, let's do this. Mage Light, all right. All right, I think that might not really help us. That's a good try, though. That was a good thought. I don't know. I feel like this is like, oh. Something came right in our face there. Let's see. All right, I'm going to keep trying to go down. Yo, what's up, Pango? I missed your chat. Sorry about that. I got this weird setup for my second monitor. We got vampires down here. Yeah, I'm basically on the floor, but I just can't see anything. So this has got to be an issue with probably just my mod list, unfortunately. Wow, it's crazy at nighttime, though. I really love the way that the boat lighting looks. But yeah, you can just see how laggy this is for me, too. There are vampires at the bottom of the ocean? Yeah, looks like it. Am I pronouncing that right, Pango? I want to get your name right. But then the lag does kind of pass, so... Good research, though, man. Thanks for trying. Yeah, we'll do it properly. Once I get it fixed, clearly a man must be either a diver or a sailor, not both. Yeah. I think I can fix it. I just have to look into it a little bit. All right. I think we're going to do a quick save, though, and actually we're going to disable this. Can I disable it from... No, I can't disable it from here. Let's actually leave this. We'll quickly... Yes? Okay, cool. Yeah, I got it then. All right. We're going to come right back in here, and we're going to disable this mod just so we can test out the other ones without lag. For me, it's like one of the more laggy things, but it also makes sense. I bet if I reduce the ocean depth, if I figured out what's going on with the lighting, it really probably wouldn't be that big of an issue. I'm sure for plenty of you guys it works fine, right? Yo, what's up, Possum Billy? Excellent bedtime viewing. Nice. I haven't checked mods in a few years, so it all feels strange. Yeah, and if you haven't checked mods in a few years, let me actually let me reduce the music a little bit. If you haven't checked mods in a few years for Unity, then yeah, there's been an insane amount of new stuff recently, especially like very recently, within the last few months, which has been a really exciting time for this game here. And I also feel like the timing is nice because there's just been so many new players, I feel like. All right, now we got it off. This should run a lot better for us. But yeah, I do feel like every week I'm covering some new mod that's something really unique or kind of breaking new ground in the modding scene. So it's been exciting for sure. Yeah, you can already see just how much smoother this is immediately. I love how dark the Iliac Bay is at night like this. And now that your boat can actually have proper lighting, and this isn't really a new update. It's just that it's new for my channel. I've actually never showcased it, and I've actually never had it a part of any of the playthroughs, weirdly enough. And there is an indoor here. It's just that it's not really furnished. You have one bed. And I also saw the weirdest thing in here. Check this out, guys. I don't know if you've ever noticed this before, but have you ever seen this stovetop anywhere else in the game? I just saw this today before I fired up the stream. I've literally never seen this anywhere. I don't think it's a part of Decorator. I haven't seen it from like Daggerfall expanded textures, so I don't know if Red Royal the Glen was just like, let's make like a stove here. He did it himself, maybe? Or maybe the original plan was to completely furnish the house or the boat, and then he just decided not to, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, this is the only place I've ever seen this used in any mod. There's not too much else here, though. If you have the detailed ships mod, then your entire ship will be furnished. But because this has no interior cell... whoops. Yeah, let's put God mode on. Yeah, because this isn't an interior cell like it normally would be with a player ship, it can't count as a player home for Decorator. At least that's my theory there. But yeah, now that we got proper lighting, this is really cool. And we'll check out some of the other boats as well, because I think there's 4 or 5 in total, maybe. But yeah, sailing at night like this is just so awesome. And you can kind of see in the distance we have some uncharted island there. And what's really cool, if you're doing some kind of pirate playthrough yourself, all of these dungeons, of course, won't actually be labeled on your map. Oh, I can increase the music volume now? Yeah, let's add the volume here. August was an August time for Daggerfall modding. Yeah, it was really a crazy time. It still is. I feel like it's not even over yet because of, you know, Vox might release his new mod before August ends. Good hunting, Shpan. Thanks for the mod research. Looking forward to the latest master mod list. If you manage to solve ocean lag with sailing, got to run. Hey, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Yeah, I remembered your your message from a while back. We'll get it working. I'm sure I can figure this out. Yeah, when the wind's blowing against you, you usually want to bring the sails down, so it does react to the wind, which is cool. And when I was playing on the pirate playthrough, the crew was not actually part of the update yet. I wasn't actually using the original version of the mod, but it was just like the first update, maybe. Red Royal the Glen kind of added new mechanics, changed how it functions. But yeah, it's got a nice little weightiness to it, these ships. And I could rest until the daytime to show you some of the other models here. So let's go until maybe around morning or something. This is just a test character, so you could really hear the boat creaking also, which is kind of cool. We got some enemies around here still. Let's try and kill them with the console command. I think we got him now. Yeah, so Warm Ashes will create encounters, which is really fun. And it could be like slaughterfish, it could be harpies over water. This guy's somewhere near us. Let's jump into the water. We got a mud crab here. And yeah, you can also click on your ropes at any time to teleport back into your ship. It's also kind of cool that you'll see some decorations out there. Like, if you look closely here, I could probably put on my torch, actually. Yeah, let's do that. You see this little dolphin here? These are pretty cool. These have been around for a while, actually. I don't know which mod actually adds it. I've seen it in the background of detailed ships. I don't know. I've seen it in a couple different mods from like a long time ago now, but yeah, it's a really cool little addition in the background. You can't interact with this thing. It's like a static decoration, of course, but it's cool. Dirt crab and water crab, mud crab, yeah. Man, it seems like I closed my eyes for a second and this game is completely different. Daggerfall Unity is only 2 years old, and look at that. Modding community is amazing. Yo, what's up, Hector? Yeah, it's been crazy. Yeah, it's almost hard to keep up with how much stuff's coming out. And yeah, it's unreal to think that Unity is only 2 years. Which is basically a little bit older than my entire, like, Daggerfall Unity experience. Or actually, I should just say Daggerfall experience in general. Yo, what's up, Steven? We're checking out some water-themed and ocean-themed mods today. All right, I still can't sleep, so let's just... Oh, I got this classic issue here. This is actually not the first time I've had this bug. The game thinks I'm rowing this boat, but I'm not. Man, I fixed this a long time ago. Oh man, how did I do that? It actually doesn't really matter in this file since we can just spawn a new one if we want to. And actually, let's check out a new boat here. So there's a couple different designs actually. If I do place boat 3, look how crazy this one is. Absolutely huge longboat here. And it's got like a throne at the front, which is pretty sick. Is that how I steer, actually? I don't even remember with this mod. I think it is. Yeah, it is. But yeah, I'm still having the bug. So let's try to load this up and see if that fixes anything. This actually happened during my pirate playthrough, but I found a way to fix it back then. What's up, David? You're just a master of telekinesis? Yeah, it looks like it. Did this do anything for us? I think not, and we're actually even more stuck now, potentially. Yeah, now I can't even leave the boat. All right. I think the lesson, we're going to close out real quick. The lesson is not to fast fly. All right, let's try to reset this real quick. Riding on dolphin doing flips? Yeah. All these are people with palm leaves fanning you. That would be kind of sick. I actually love the way those little dolphins look. I think it's the only, like, decoration out in the wild that's, like a pre-rendered graphic like that, or pre-rendered kind of NPC thing. I don't think any of the other ones are. They're all either added from Warm Ashes, which is like the shipwrecked boats. I think that's the only other one that's there. There's been a modding scene for Daggerfall Unity for many years before the 1.0 release, but there has been a lot of cool stuff recently. Yeah, what's up, Derry Dale? Yeah, it is pretty impressive. And the most exciting thing to me is just how many new mod authors there are that really don't have like a history of doing mods for Daggerfall. Most of the new mods I cover are actually from names that I just hadn't seen even a year ago. So it's pretty exciting. That's happened to me before with that mod. Yo, what's up, random? Yeah, it's kind of weird. This is not the first time I've seen this. Let's just test real quick if it's happening still. Going to an older save might have fixed it for me. I think you have to... I don't know if you fool around with the console commands random, but I think if you try to go on your boat... Yeah, it's working for me again now. After fast flying, if you don't deactivate it, it's possible that causes the issue. I'm not sure. It's so cool having your own crew, though, now. This I didn't have during the pirate playthrough. Yeah, and the shipwrecks here are all added from Warm Ashes as well. Warm Ashes was cool because it was kind of trying to focus on a bunch of, like, ocean content, which, isn't what it was like when it was originally released. It was kind of like a, I don't know, I guess like a remaster of the idea. And I don't know if the old Warm Ashes still work or if they're kind of independent. There's really not too much on these, though, these little shipwrecks. If you do have Iliac Puddle No More, then you actually can look underneath and take a look at them. But, I think there can be encounters, so when you head onto these, you could potentially run into like a group of harpies or something. But I don't think you'll ever find like treasure. Maybe it is possible. I'm not sure. We can actually do a little test here. If I fast fly over here. Yeah, you could also go on your boat by clicking the ropes. All right, let's see if that did anything. Actually, no, it's still okay. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting. I would love to test that more. Maybe I could figure out the bug and then we could try to look for a solution, maybe. That could be cool. Let's get the sails up a little bit. Once I finish my current goal in Devilspire Falls, I'll have to talk a big trip to DFU Nexus to see what mods work my next playthrough idea. Yeah, that's cool, Fiffinger. Yeah, I'm excited for Devilspire Falls as well. Yeah, I love how fast these can get, too. But yeah, you got these remote islands here that you could check out. This one looks a little buggy right here as well. This could be from my Iliac Puddle No More being taken out. Yeah, I think we're actually looking at the inside of the dungeon. Oh, no, we're not. It's just floating for some reason, though. All right, let's go out into the wild a little bit here. But yeah, it runs very smooth. As long as I don't have the Iliac Puddle No More on, it actually runs nicely for me. And yeah, let's turn the lights on. There's my dragon in the background hanging out. But yeah, what's cool about a playthrough when you're doing this, when you have all these mods together, is you can actually set sail. And you won't actually know, of course. And let's see where we're at here. I think we're off of Daggerfall, maybe. Actually, maybe not. Maybe we're in Hammerfell or something. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we are. Yeah, so we're actually over here. Let's go to Sentinel region so we can get a better look. And you can see that the dungeon is marked on your map, which is really cool. So it means that you can possibly find maps that reveal the location, or with a really low chance or kind of rare chance, you could just be sailing. If you wanted to sail across the whole bay, which I've done actually on the pirate playthrough, it's long, but it's not as long as you think actually with the boat speed. You can run into these, which is crazy. It didn't actually happen during my playthrough though. Of course, like, Daggerfall is absolutely huge, right? So it's a low chance, but it's possible. And, you know, you can use language skills overhaul to build your own crew up, and then when you run into ships like these, there could be either merchants or pirates. You can try to take over the ship, actually, or you could just do friendly trade with them as well. And they are actually pretty challenging, actually, I gotta say. If you do want to fight these, you probably want to bring some friends. And you probably want to be like level 10-ish. Level 9 to level 12, maybe. And they'll actually follow you for a very long time because it sort of triggers an event where they spawn in waves. Yeah, so it's pretty challenging, actually. That was a big group of enemies you fought in the pirate playthrough? Yeah, I had like 7... I think I had 7 potions of purification I went through. Basically the entire stockpile of potions. Let's check out this ship here, though. Yeah, even while you're sailing, though, there's a chance for random encounters. They're mostly going to be in the form of, like, monsters, though. Alright, permission to board. Let's go. This looks like pirates. We got the skull flag there. And you'll see a lot of unique pre-rendered NPCs. It's one of the talents, one of the many talents of SquidKamer. When he does his mods, he tends to create these like pre-rendered NPCs that look great. What's your business with my vessel? Do you wish to plunder this ship? No, we're not going to do that right now. But this is obviously an orc-themed one, I guess. And these are pre-rendered NPCs I just don't see anywhere else. Can I steal their stuff? No, I can't. Okay. Let's see if they got anything on the inside. Probably not. I'm just curious. Yeah, so kind of what I was expecting. There's a few decorations here. It doesn't really look, you know, like the detailed ships mod. But that's because SquidKamer had to make so many of these, right? All right, let's just show you real quick what it looks like to plunder a ship. So it basically starts a whole encounter here. A pirate you chose wrong, break them. Let's do it. And then they'll start spawning in. I think there's like 3 or 5 ways, but yeah, as you can see, there's a ton. And these are all enemies that can't be pacified, which is, it's kind of common for SquidKamer's events. If you try to siege some of his towers as well, you won't be able to pacify those enemies. All right, we're going into bear form. I really love this mod as well. If you guys don't have borrowed skins, you gotta try this out. Oh man, off the ship. That was kind of sick. This is actually hilarious looking. And when I first did this as the Wild Shapes mod, when I was trying this out for the first time, I felt like the feedback was kind of weird, but actually now it's really growing on me. Oh man. Like, it's actually pretty good presentation. I know it's not easy to kind of do this perspective in third person for Daggerfall. But yeah, as you're fighting, more should spawn in here. If you're able to take out the entire ship, then you'll get like a very specific gold reward or something like that. I think it probably depends on your level, how much you get. And I think they can spawn inside, which they will sometimes. Let's see who else is here. Oh yeah, okay, we got some coming in now. This could be a good time for our dragon as well. Fight is swift but decisive. Crates are splintered, lanterns overturned, and the deck bears the marks of a struggle. Yet the outcome is certain. With steady hands, you gather your earnings and prepare to depart before unwanted attention arrives. So yeah, you'll get a bit of like a gold reward here. And then what's really cool is you can choose to sink the ship. And look at how good this is. I thought this was such a nice touch by SquidKamer here. It actually goes under like this. It's just so cool. Let's get on our dragon to appreciate this. And if you had the no Iliac or Iliac Puddle No More mod on, you could actually go underwater and watch it sink all the way down. But yeah, isn't this sick? This is something I didn't show when I covered Warm Ashes, because I just, yeah, I didn't realize it was like this. Though I think the ship sinking maybe came as an update later. I could be wrong about that. The body's now more healing potion than natural flesh. Yeah, it basically was. I like how they backported later lore about orcs being the best armor smiths. Basically, NPCs spawned by a quest cannot be pacified. Yeah, that makes sense. I actually didn't know that. That's kind of interesting, Fiffinger. So it's kind of built into... that's something that's built into vanilla Daggerfall. That's not something SquidKamer did intentionally then, I think. That's really interesting. I guess I didn't really test that ever or realize that, but it does make sense. Yo, what's up, Pumpy? That's so cool. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy mod, honestly. And this is kind of the first time I'm showing you on the channel, because I did cover this mod a long time ago. I just didn't cover every aspect of it because it's filled with a bunch of cool stuff. But yeah, it's really cool if you can go underneath the water and watch it actually sink all the way down. But even without that, it just looks amazing. That one actually wasn't that challenging, strangely enough. It looked like it was just 2 waves of orcs. But yeah, some of them, this one's also pirate. Let's look for a merchant ship, actually. Yo, what's up, Vox? This is actually a bit of an older mod. I'm just giving it a proper showcase on the channel because I did cover this in one of the monthly mod showcase videos. But I just think I didn't do a good job back then, actually. And it's also been updated a few times. But yeah, I did have this I did have this showcase on the channel a very long time ago. We're doing 4 different mods we're looking at now. We're looking at Come Sail Away, we're looking at Warm Ashes, we're looking at Animated Water, and Dungeons of Daggerfall. Kind of like an ocean-themed little mod showcase live stream here. With Puddle No More, you definitely gotta check your carry weight before jumping up. Yeah, absolutely random. It's kind of hilarious. It's so easy to just be sinking. Finally got my Daggerfall Unity mod list set up and have a ton of fun so far. Still got to iron out a few things. My language overhaul companions seem kind of bored. What's up, Base Beans? Oh, yeah? Are they having trouble healing when you rest them with them? Is that what it is? I need to get this? Yeah, Vox, it's awesome. I don't know if you noticed at the end there, Vox, but yeah, you can siege these ships. Let's get on our dragon to fly over. And you could tell this one's a merchant because they have the green flags, which means we could still fight them if we want to. But yeah, you will notice on a lot of SquidKamer's mods, like I was saying, he makes his own pre-rendered like characters, I guess. I'm guessing they're all from him. It looks like, you know, he might have taken this one from like the Redguard game or something. I don't know. I don't know where he gets them all from, but they look great. And they're a lot different. I need to get the, ship drifting, yeah. Marco, Tsunami Voice, the ocean, yeah. And yeah, so we can try plundering this one again. Get a little cool, flavorful text here. With salt wind in your face and steel in your hands, you express every plank will remember your screams if you refuse to surrender. I got my dragon here, though. It's pretty formidable. And yeah, there's different types of enemies you can get. Looks like we got a bunch of, like, humanoids here. But before we had orcs, we'll just go bear form and slash away at these guys. These guys are pretty tanky. Some of these are much harder than others too, so it's kind of cool. The original plan in my pirate playthrough was to get a whole crew up towards the end. And, you know, just kind of terrorize the Iliac Bay with our crew. But, yeah, unfortunately I died. We still need ghost ships, though? Yeah, ghost ships could be really sick as well. These boat encounters look really cool. Yeah, it's awesome, Base Beans. It's kind of insane how just a few months ago, there were just so many mods coming out that focused on like ocean stuff in Daggerfall. I feel like the ocean is basically like perfectly represented now. Between the isolated, or I guess uninhabited islands, the Pirate Cove dungeons, you got Warm Ash encounters that have these type of boats that could be merchants, they could be pirates. You also have Animated Water, Iliac Puddle No More, the Abyss dungeons at the bottom of the ocean. And then, of course, Come Sail Away is like, I don't know if that's done for now, but it's like basically perfect. I don't even know what else could be added to that mod at this point. But yeah, all the ocean stuff is like just perfectly represented now. Good evening. What's up, Cold Zero? How's it going? Welcome in. You could probably do an ocean-themed mod video at this point. Yeah, I thought about it. I guess this live stream will be the, you know, will suffice for now. But yeah, the pirate playthrough was kind of trying to take everything. I unfortunately just kind of died a little bit sooner than I expected, especially because as the pirate playthrough went on for 6 months. And so throughout the entire playthrough, I was just constantly adding more ocean-based mods because that was like the era they were all coming out in. I don't know why, it just lined up perfectly. And yeah, the original plan was going to be once we got the 4th clue, we were just going to spend all this time in the Iliac Bay. But yeah. And then you get a little flavorful text here, and you'll get a reward, of course. And yeah, as I just showed earlier, we're going to show it again now. You can sink the ship. This is just so cool. Yeah, just absolutely crazy. This is not the only stuff added from this mod, though. There's actually, there's a couple other smaller things out there. You can run into random events. There's also already, we can actually fly to this real quick. In the distance, you'll sometimes see just random shipwrecks, and when you get to these, you can also spawn other encounters, which is kind of cool. Sometimes there'll be like a whole family of harpies just hanging out on these. Some underwater enemies like lamias can show up, slaughterfish, of course. So yeah, there's a lot of variety also with this mod. My dragon's just so menacing. Yeah, the ghost ships would be really cool. I didn't even think about that. Now let's rest until the nighttime, actually, because I love the Iliac Bay at night. Let's wait until, like, 7 hours or something. Turns out secretly watches me. Yeah, just look at the colors, man. This is just so nice. All right, let's sail out. Like I mentioned earlier, the little direction on your screen will tell you where the wind is blowing. And if your sails are up and you're sailing against the wind, you'll go really, really slowly. Away from the wind, of course, you go really fast. So we'll pick up speed here, which is nice. Cool, so now I can roleplay like Asterix and Obelix, always sinking the pirate ships. Yeah, Cold Zero, exactly. I mean, right now, oh yeah, the stars are coming out too. This is really pretty. But yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, the ocean experience in Daggerfall might, at this point, be like as equally developed in the modding scene as basically stuff in the actual wilderness at this point. And yeah, the wind will move over time. It'll also move if you rest. So if you want to reposition the wind, let's say it's blowing towards you, but you want to go in a specific direction, then yeah, you can try to rest a few hours, see if it shifts position. But yeah, how sick is this atmosphere at night? And with the Come Sail Away mod, you could actually deactivate your lights and go dark, which is crazy looking as well, and then activate them, of course. Yo, Lost Lore Scholar, what's up? Thank you, man. That's really generous of you. Thank you. €5. A coin for Shpan from the library coffers. Your modding videos were great help in setting up my own streams. That's awesome. Oh, man. Let me give that a heart in the chat real quick. Yeah, I love getting messages like that. It always is very touching to hear that my videos either help people or can inspire them to make their own content sometimes, especially with Daggerfall, because I don't know, I just feel like we're in a moment here where sandbox RPGs are getting a lot more sort of enthusiastic hype around them, and we got a bunch of indie games trying to capture the Daggerfall feel. So yeah, it's really touching. Thank you. Euros? I've never been so offended. Oh man, what is it? I'm sorry. Correct me. How do you activate the lights? I think you can change the hotkey if you like. All right, looks like I need to be educated. Great British pounds, sir. Gotcha. All right. That's actually a good lesson for me. Now I won't be making that mistake again. British pounds. Gotcha. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, that makes sense, actually. Oh yeah, random. You can yeah, if you check into Come Sail Away, you actually can set up whatever hotkeys you like. Something really great about Red Rorio the Glens mods is that he always adds awesome customizability. Almost all his hotkeys, he lets you put wherever you want. He lets you control the mod however you like, so you can build it to be exactly how you want it to play. But yeah, I have mine on period just because it's a key I don't really use. And toggle the sail for space since you're kind of locked into the steering wheel anyway. Yeah, I'm actually kind of... I haven't really looked at all the mod settings here, though, if I'm being honest. I've been doing interviews with the Wayward Realms guys. It's a tad rocky at the moment, but I'm hoping they'll be able to get past the delays and release. Yeah, I saw that, Scholar. I actually watched one of yours. I don't know if you did more than one, but I did watch one of yours. I thought it was really good. Both your talk with them, I think you handled it nicely, kind of discussing what's going on. I know that was a little bit of a while ago now, though, and there have been some changes since then, right? Especially the engine changes, which I'm sure is really difficult for them because it's basically like a reset, right? Like a soft reset, which is... I think it's cool that they're going for their own engine, though. It's just... yeah, I know it's... at this point, and I don't even blame them for this. I kind of just blame... And I don't know if blame is the right word. But with the way that the gaming scene is these days, when it comes to a lot of like crowd-funded games, is I think people just feel kind of unsure, a little bit like distrustful these days, just because so many projects have turned out not well, you know. And people kind of want more solid. This music's kind of going crazy right now. Let's try to sleep a little later. EU is Euro? Gotcha. Oh man, to my untrained eye, that looks so similar. True Sandbox, I've been doing... Yeah, I saw that. True Sandbox Emergent RPGs really need to make a comeback. Cheers, I've done several. Another coming Friday. Oh, nice, Scholar. Yeah, that's sick. Too long didn't read. They delayed from the start of this year with the engine switch and Julian passing. Yeah, I did hear about that as well. That was, you know, so unfortunate. Then they had to delay again a few months ago. My personal opinion is that they probably need another few months. Yeah. Yeah, I actually, when I first was following the project in, I don't know, I guess 2025-ish, I was actually really excited for it, and I still am excited for it. I'm always going to be rooting for them. It's just that I'm kind of just waiting to see some gameplay, and then I think I'll probably cover it a little bit on the channel as well. But yeah, I'm always going to be rooting for anyone that's trying to make like a Daggerfall spiritual successor. Yeah, the Kickstarter era kind of, yeah, petered out quietly. I think so too, Fiffinger, yeah. Which is kind of understandable, you know. There were a lot of games that kind of didn't really come into fruition, even though they had huge backings, you know. So I think people are kind of weary, they're kind of suspicious of them, so yeah. But yeah, another few months, that's not a big deal for me, you know. I really don't mind waiting. Especially with Daggerfall Unity really popping off. I just don't feel like it's that big a deal. But I guess, you know, if you're someone that's following it every single week and you're really excited, then of course it's not fun to wait either. But yeah, they're in a bit of a pickle, but I do hope they pull through. Yeah, I hope so too. Daggerfall soundtracks are fantastic. Yeah, it's one of the best. I actually don't get tired of it. That's why I haven't had any kind of music mod. I mentioned that last time, but yeah, that's an awesome character screen. Oh yeah, this mod is called... I'll write in the chat for you, Scholar, actually. One sec. It's from Grimoire UI, actually, which I've been using for a while now. It also makes a really nice map screen here. What I like about the Grimoire UI map is all the topography being represented. You know, you get the proper, like, Rothgarian mountains up here. Ilsand Hills is pretty hilly. But yeah. Have you seen Latch of the Laughing Saint, or whatever it's called? Trying to be a Marwin says, I have, Scholar, yeah. I haven't actually played it, but I think it looks really good. I think it looks really, really good, actually. I both like the art style and how the combat and the gameplay looks. I feel like it's probably one of the most, on vibe alone, like, successful Morrowind spiritual successor. But that's with me not really... That's kind of like an uneducated look at it. I haven't played it myself, so... but yeah. Yeah, you can see how fast we're going now. When you get the wind behind you on this mod, it's really fast. Let's rest a little bit more, though. Let's go till, like, morning-ish. Oh, we got some enemies here. We'll have to sail away from them first. That's a nice map. I've been using the paper map, but we'll need to switch me things. Yeah, the paper one's cool too. I was actually using originally, and for months, I guess, I was using Uncanny UI is what I used for a very long time. Yeah, the Kickstarter, yeah. There was some big successes, but it was always a gamble. Yeah, Fiffinger, I've never really backed any Kickstarter. Just because I'm usually okay waiting. I don't mind until like the full product's out. But yeah, I think the Wayward Realms was pretty successful with their Kickstarter, right? I think there's a lot of hype. It's a lot of enthusiasm for indie teams that are trying to capture that Daggerfall vibe, I think. I've seen some other games too. There's someone working on something called the Indie Scrolls. That's much more indie than like the Wayward Realms, so. It's also someone working on a game called Broken Dagger, I think, which I don't know too much about, but I just saw them post on Reddit in the Daggerfall Reddit page. And there was another one I was looking at kind of recently too, which I can't think of the name of right now. This character's going to keep leveling up because it's a test character here. All right, let's just rest like one more hour. We can see the sunrise. I don't want to sleep too much and miss it. Something that's so nice about sailing in Daggerfall are the sunsets and the sunrises are insane, especially with dynamic skies on. But yeah, I know it's always a gamble. It's both a gamble kind of for the teams and for the people investing, you know? But the one nice thing about the Wayward Realms teams is they're always updating on their socials. They don't just go dark like some other teams I've seen. And they really engage with, you know, a lot of different YouTubers, with the community in general. They respond to a lot of comments. They even respond to comments that aren't always being the most polite, if that, you know. I've seen them be pretty, I don't know, they're willing to engage with people that are even, you know, potentially criticizing the project at this point, which I think is cool. And I respect that a lot because very few dev teams want to do that, of course. It's not easy to do that. I did the Necromancer's quest on stream on Friday. Lightning lit up the castles arrived. That's awesome. Very spooky. Yeah. I've called out the Wayward team to their face and they still talk to me. Yeah, that's both brave. That's brave for both of you. I respect that. Oh man, Scholar, did you also just become a member? Man, that's really nice. Thank you. I didn't get a pop-up, I think, from my Streamlabs, but I appreciate that. I've been very harsh with their decision directors in private too, and they're still coming on my show. Yeah, see, they're awesome. I love to see that. The goals must be reached. Yeah, I just think that they, I think it's clear they want this project to be good. And I know I'm not coming from like the most, maybe like educated position on it, because I don't follow everything they do. I just, like every now and then I'll tune into stuff. And but I do see their posts a lot, because I am subscribed to their channel. So yeah, I've seen their posts. And they're just really engaging a lot, so I don't know. I'm still hopeful right now. Just looked up Broken Dagger. I wouldn't exactly say it's leading with his best foot forward, but I'll look closer into it later. Yeah, Fiffinger, I don't know too much about it. They did post on the Reddit. But yeah, I don't know I don't know if it's like a one-man team. I think it probably is a one-man team. All right, cue the morning theme. Whenever you get a cloudy sky in Daggerfall with the dynamic sky sun breaking through, you get some nice colors. All right, let's see if we can find another merchant ship. We'll see what they sell. Let's sail out. I said something to them yesterday. They replied, nice, Steven. Yeah, and even when I made my first video about them, this is over a year ago now, too. I'll turn the music down a little bit here. They were like so receptive, not just to my video, but they were also really receptive to like all the comments in my video. So it was really cool to see. They were basically engaging with my entire community. They must have commented on like 30 plus comments, like actually. Their creative director, Victor, is in it for the love of the game. Yeah, it seems that way to me. This UI mod is awesome. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, Grimoire UI has been nice, and he's done a couple updates to mod author, so it's just gotten better. I'm still a big fan of Uncanny UI as well. I know a lot of people still use that mod. I think I probably like that because I used it for like 8 months. Oh yeah, you can see here. So this happens with Warm Ashes also. You see that like flock of bats? Yeah, those are bats. So you'll get these random encounters. Those can sometimes be harpies. They could be lamias. They could be slaughterfish. But yeah, it's really cool. You'll get all sorts of encounters like this. And what's cool is that SquidKamer managed to, you know, you'll see points of interest like this, but he didn't completely litter the ocean, you know? It's still very vast, mostly empty, so he didn't really change the vibe. He just added a little bit more flavor here and there sprinkled in. I told them they just need to release gameplay already because it looked seeing sus, and they said last time they put something out, everyone criticized it and said it looked too cartoony, so they're waiting. Gotcha. Until they have more done to release anything else. Yeah. I guess because after changing the engine, I guess, it just looks a lot different than how it used to look. And I thought the original look was also pretty good. I understand why they'd want to go with a different engine, so it makes sense to me. But if you're kind of expecting quality at that level, and they're not there yet, then I could imagine why they wouldn't want to, you know, necessarily come out with that and show stuff. But I remember liking the original look a long time ago. I'm hoping for a No Man's Sky attitude of heads down and just work, work, work. That said, I'll have more info on Friday. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I imagine it's what they're doing. Like, what I hope is that when they do show something, they show like a lot, you know? They got like a huge, awesome trailer to show, or like a nice 10, 15-minute gameplay trailer or combat trailer or something. That could be cool too. But even just locations would be nice, I think, when they're ready to show that. All right, we got 2 ships in the background here. But yeah, I think I've only done 2 videos on the Wayward Realms on my channel here. And yeah, they were really nice. They responded a lot for both of them. What's up, character? Daggerfall is better than ever. Really cool. Yeah, it's having a moment for sure. All thanks to the insane modding scene. I feel like I have to, every day I'm like covering a different mod because it's just been crazy. Did you see their latest concept art? I've seen some of them. I've seen that they've shown some different like faction NPCs. If it's like a very recent release, I probably haven't seen it. But I thought that they had some cool artwork. I don't know who the artist is doing this. I don't know if they named the artist, but yeah, I quite like it already. Something very cool about SquidKamer's mod, I always say it, but his pre-rendered NPCs are just nice. He always has them looking in different directions, you know? Which is something I appreciate. I love when not every NPC is just staring at you. You know, she's got her back looking out into the ocean. This has got to be a pirate ship, right? Yeah, this is a pirate ship. Is this the Come Sail Away mod? Yeah, Glenn, this is... Well, actually, this is from Warm Ashes, strangely enough. I think a lot of people don't realize Strange Ashes or Warm Ashes also adds all this ship stuff. And I think part of that is because I didn't do a good job showcasing that when I did my mod showcase for it, to be honest. But yeah, this is all from Warm Ashes, actually. Actually, we'll do a quick little plunder here. Shield the captain, spill their guts. Let's do it. Yeah, and then classically, whenever I see these type of like NPCs, I always think SquidKamer. I don't know if he created these. We'll go bear form for this. Do I have Call the Mountain on this character? Let me check something real quick. I do. Check this out, guys. How crazy is that? I love that animation so much. That's a part of borrowed skins. It's kind of like a lightning strike. It's limited to once a day, which is kind of cool because it's super powerful, obviously. It's a fighter and wizard looking at some ruins. Very Daggerfall inspired. That's sick. I'll check that out after the stream. But yeah, this is actually from Warm Ashes. This lets us interact with pirate ships and merchant ships. You can plunder them, you could trade with them, and you could also sink them, which is cool, which we'll probably do after this fight if we... if it's not too many encounters that spawn in, we'll see. Some of these can be very long, actually, which is cool. They have different levels of challenge, for sure. We actually can just, since we're just testing out the mod, we'll just kill these guys with the console command. Archaic, what's up? How's it going? You got the sailboat emoji, let's go. Yeah, SquidKamer, I think in the recent update, I guess it's not that recent, but whenever he last updated it, I think he changed it so that the encounter doesn't stall so long. If you try to run away, they'll actually keep spawning on top of you. At least originally, that's what happened. Any mods with your own pirate crew? What's up, Winged? Unfortunately, the most I can think of really is... let me change the weather real quick so that we can get some new music here. Yeah, let's get some new music. Yeah, for pirate crew, the best you're gonna maybe get is going to like bandit camps and recruiting them with the language skills overhaul mod. I guess another thing you could do is, well, I guess these guys can't be pacified, right? Yeah, I don't know. That's probably the best. It's the one thing Daggerfall kind of has an issue with still, right? It's the companion stuff. I know it's super hard to do. The first thing they tell me about it is a collection of Western RPG advertising cliches. Oh yeah, Fiffinger, I haven't seen the page. Is that like the Steam page you're looking at for them? That's not a great sign, I'll admit that. Did it also knock you off? Is that for the for Warm Ashes? Oh, for like sinking the ship? Yeah, once we can actually steal the ship, which would be pretty cool actually. But yeah, once we win the encounter here, it'll ask if you want to sink the ship, and then yeah, you get this animation here, which is sick. I don't know if I think I misunderstood your question there, Scholar. But yeah, doesn't this look really sick? I wish I had the ocean depth mod to show you guys how it looks underwater as well. When you cast Call of the Mountain with the light... Oh, gotcha. No, it doesn't hit us. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting spell because Luan, I think the mod author's name is Luan. They designed it to be once a day, outdoors only, and it basically hits almost anyone you can see. The range is like massive on it. But yeah, it's really cool. There was also another mod from... Oh man, I can't think of the name. Maybe it's Relentless Positivity. That could be... I could be wrong about that. Sorry if I got the wrong name. All the blood stays in the air, yeah. As well as like the little treasure here. Yeah, we made a mess over here on this ship. Sheesh. I love the way our boat lights up now, though. Yeah, I think it was Relentless Positivity that made the Weathermancy mod. That one kind of also has a cool lightning spell effect. Oh, whoops, yeah, we could just get off this like this. Alright, my dragon will follow us, so he's good. Are we the baddies? Yeah. A fair question right now. I planned to be the baddies, but then my permadeath playthrough unfortunately ended to that mage in that dungeon. That was such a sad ending for that pirate playthrough. Because I think we would have had some really cool episodes just plundering the bay. Oh, whoops, we crashed into a little shipwreck over here. You'll see these shipwrecks as well. This is also from Warm Ashes. Pirate shanties echoes across the water, yeah. Man, that would have been cool. If we had gotten the 4th clue, I think I would have just honestly taken like an entire episode just to do water stuff and not just immediately gone to the 5th clue location. Was this the Argonian pirate? Yeah. Yeah, that was such an unfortunate death. What's kind of hard about the permadeath playthroughs in Daggerfall, they're actually very manageable. Sometimes I get messages like, oh, you're crazy for, playing Daggerfall on permadeath, but it's actually not that hard of a game if you stay well prepared, use your resources well. The cool thing about Daggerfall is that you can usually run. So it's usually not that hard, but in dungeons and when you get in those situations with like locked doors and in later levels when magic starts hitting a lot harder. And yeah, unfortunately, it was a combination of that and me honestly just playing badly. I honestly played badly in those final moments, but over a long series like that, it's like bound to happen sometimes, I feel. So yeah, I could have played it a lot better though. Does the accelerated travel work with sailing too? What's up, Jack? I don't think it used to, but I have not checked since this mod was updated, so we can do that. We can check real quick. I kind of want to see where I'm at. If I click on the map here, let's see. Can we use travel options with this? Oh, let me put the God mode on just in case. I think I got poisoned here. Oh, we already had it on. We're good. Let's test an area here. Let's see. Let's go. Looks like it doesn't want to work, it looks like. Actually, though, now that you mention it, Jack, I think if I was closer to land and the game didn't think I was at sea, that it might be possible. But what might happen is I might just get off the boats. So I don't know. We actually probably could test this. Let's fast travel. It's actually an interesting idea. Let's head on over to like a port town here. Accelerated travel once shot me over Daggerfall and past Sentinel. Yeah, you can go pretty fast with this. I barely go above like, honestly, even times 30 is like the max I tend to do. And while we're doing this, let's test a different ship actually for fun. The pirate survived so much, then just got by a random dude. Yeah. And then into the night I went. Is that our ship? Yeah, that's our ship. But let's actually try a different one. So yeah, there's some bigger ones like this, which have different kinds of interiors here. Although this actually looks... Wow, this actually looks crazy. This one has no crew, I guess. Oh, whoops, I almost placed another boat there. Yeah, this is also not an interior cell. So this won't register as a player home. Still looks really good, though. Be careful with the Jack Be Nimble mod if you're doing this. You can climb through the surfaces. But as long as you don't hold shift, you'll be okay for that. I left the starting pirate dungeon. It was catapulted halfway across the world. Yeah, I feel like you're not the only one that's had that experience. Oh, this song is like extremely loud. I'm going to change the weather. I don't know if I've ever seen this boat. All right, let's try travel options. Yeah, now the game actually thinks I'm not at sea. So if we test it here, let's see what happens. Oh, we are moving, but I'm kind of stuck. Oh, Jack, you might have had a brilliant idea here. Speed it up and see what happens. Did I move? Or is the boat just wobbling? I think the boat's just wobbling. Yeah, it's just wobbling. Yeah, I guess it's not compatible with travel options. It's kind of funny, though. It looks like it's trying. Nah, my character's just locked, I think. Actually, I can't tell. I think we did move a little bit. That's so weird. Wait, I can't tell. I want to test it one more time. Let's go like super fast. Hopefully we don't crash. Oh yeah, we're definitely moving a little bit, right? Oh, actually, it's so hard to tell, honestly. As much as I like the dynamic skies mod, I wish there was a more retro sky mod that kept the painterly look of Daggerfall skies. It's just a time skip for chilling. Oh, gotcha, Jack. That makes a lot more sense, yeah. And yeah, I know. I actually was very resistant to like a sky mod for a very long time. I don't think I did it until about a year of playing Daggerfall Unity. I just kind of love dynamic skies specifically. So I kind of, sometimes I miss the old sky, though. I like how it kind of rotated with you. It had a weirdness to it, although sometimes disorienting for some people. Ahoy, yo, what's up, Voy? Welcome in. I have never seen this one, though. This is cool. Speaking of Daggerfall, have you seen that one orchestral music score someone did with lyrics? Some random little account from years and years ago? No, I don't think I did, actually. Seen that one orchestral music score. I know someone, actually, Scholar, they did, it's actually a mod that takes, like, Daggerfall's soundtrack and has a whole orchestral remix of it. Which is kind of cool. That's the only one I think I've seen. I didn't see like an actual account do that, though. That's pretty cool. What if you get the ship moving, then do accelerated travel started? It says you're going to need a bigger boat. Oh, interesting. It could be my... Oh, you know what it probably is? It's probably my... Yeah, my character's weight is so bad. Oh, because I'm poisoned. My strength... Excuse me. Yeah, my strength is at 13 here. Okay, let's... Good catch on that, Naminator. I think I have... What's up, Jimmy? Hi, mate. Try Dynamic Skies Pixel Edition. Yeah, we can check that out as well. Is that a different setting? Or is that from the mod settings in-game that I can test right now? The tree specifically hurt my eyes? Yeah, I can understand that, Splat. I'm usually... Yeah, I guess when it comes to that original sky, what's so weird about it is, like, even when you're sailing out in the ocean, you'll see trees in the skyline, which is really weird and kind of disorienting as well. It always feels like you're surrounded by land, even when you're all the way out in the ocean, which is partly why I wanted dynamic skies for the pirate playthrough. But I agree, there is something really charming about the original art style for sure. I think I have a cure thing on here. Now, let's go to the show Spellmaker real quick. We can fix this. We'll do cure disease and also cure poison. Yeah, that's easy enough. I don't have enough gold. Where's my gold at? Jimmy in with the save. Can I do that in the settings here? Let me check it. Does Dynamic Skies even have an in-game setting? I don't think it does, right? It might be just like a separate download on the actual mod page. That might be what you're referring to, Jimmy. Or maybe you're referring to like the effects settings here with retro mode. We could put post-process on for also with the sky for posterization. Though it doesn't look that much different to me. Though the actual retro mode is... I think it would look a lot better if I had a CRT monitor. But since I don't, and I'm so used to the original look, it's another made file on the mod page. Gotcha, okay. Dream 90s might have an improved pixelated skybox, but I'm not certain. Oh, that's interesting. I have... Oh, that was minus the sky anyway. That's my bad. I've not used Dream in a very long time, yeah. All right, now I got the gold to do this. Let's buy our cure spell here. Yeah, I really like Dream though, honestly. Even though I don't use it usually, I still think it looks really good. Oh, we need a name for this. All right, now we should be able to cure this. We'll just spam it. All right, we're all better now. All right, so now I should be able to move, and then... Oh, it still says I'm going to need a bigger boat. Interesting. All right, let's try a different ship then. I really like the mountains in the distance of the skybox. There be dragons. Yeah, I think it's charming too, honestly. It's just, I'm kind of obsessed with dynamic skies. This honestly might be one of my favorite mods. It's kind of funny. In that video where I did like the 5 most important mods, I included dynamic skies, which is honestly ridiculous. But that's just my bias with it. I really like it. But I do hear a lot from people that, you know, the original skybox can sometimes be disorienting for them. All right, now we can actually properly try the travel options here. Oh, actually, now that when you see the character kind of get sent like across the world, that means we're kind of far out into the ocean. The game thinks I'm in the ocean, so let's go back to where it thinks I'm on land, and then we can actually test it. All right, it still thinks I'm in the ocean. Let me turn the sails off so we can actually move here. I think it's the distant lands, to be honest. The closer view distance fog that blends with the skybox gives the world a more shaded look that distant lands mods tend to lack. Looks flatter without the fog. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I wonder then if like distant terrain settings could also help with that. All right, from here, let's get like parallel with the ground here. All right, so now the game thinks I'm in Sentinel, as we can see here. Let's go for like right there. I am moving, right? Why does it look so weird though? I can't move the camera when it's happening. That's so strange looking. But in the background boat looks like it's moving. We got a flock of harpies here. It would be kind of cool if it worked like that, honestly. I wonder if there's a way for a modder to fix the map when you're in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, it is a strange effect. I'm not really sure what's up with that. Though, you can get around it by just sort of clicking on a landmass that's nearby you. And then your actual location will show up. It's kind of strange. Like, we're obviously not here. We're over here, right? But if I click into this, then the game does know where I am. It's so interesting. But yeah, it looks like it's really not compatible with travel options right now. I don't know if it ever will be. Because I don't think this mod is necessarily like directly being worked on right now. I could be wrong about that. I'm not speaking for the mod author or anything. I just don't... No, I don't know for sure. Oh yeah, let me update the... How do I do this on? I'm so bad at all the OBS stuff. Let me update the membership goal. Thanks again, Scholar. We got 23 now. Base game ambient occlusion helps with uniformity a bit. Yeah, I really pumped that setting up, Splat. I think it looks really good on interiors as well. I'm actually a big fan. I didn't use this effect for so long. I don't know who mentioned to me in like a recent stream, but yeah, I got it pretty high now. And it's so nice at like nighttime and interiors. If you move in the opposite direction, you might see the town and ship. Yeah, I think it's locking my camera, though. How can I do... Oh, if I move in the opposite direction. Yeah, I think you're right, Fippinger. Let me go, like... Maybe if I go towards the ground as well. But I think it's not working, but... All right, looks like my... It doesn't really look like these are moving in the background, right? This is just like... I think the boat is just bobbing up and down, and time's passing. That's my theory here. This game is still broken after 30 years. I love it, yeah. Yeah, the Unity version has made awesome progress on fixing all the issues, but yeah, we definitely didn't move, right? I think it just doesn't work. But yeah, I think you'll never be able to get all the jank out, which is nice, actually. Adds a little character. And then when I do that, I like lock my ship. This is so interesting right now. Have we checked this one out? Yeah, have you guys seen this one? Look how insane this is. Yeah, all this was missing from my pirate playthrough. Not that we could have afforded this anyway. It's like crewed by like 100-something guys or something. But yeah, this one's crazy as well. Oh, whoops. I meant to... Oh, wait, let's get out of this mess now. I meant to stop fast flying. Oh, yeah, this was the one with the throne. Can I control? I can control now. Okay. Yeah, this is ridiculous. This thing is massive. Can we turn the lights on? Yeah, we can turn the lights on as well. The crew's just hanging out behind me. There are quite a few fixes pending for playing Daggerfall Unity on GitHub. Some waiting for 2 years now. Is that right? Wow. I did not even know about that. Yeah, I guess it is kind of amazing, honestly, though, how stable Unity is. Even if there is like a list of more fixes they could get to, it's kind of insane. I don't feel like this game ever really crashes unless it's like a mod conflict issue that I have. I can't remember the last time I felt like, okay, yeah, that was a Unity crash. That doesn't really happen, which is awesome. Can you see them all if you go under deck? Oh, I doubt it. That would be cool, but I highly doubt it. Oh man, we're out of control here. Yo, Cold Zero with the 100. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. What's the name of that roof jumping mod? Oh, that's called Jack Be Nimble. It's actually written a little bit weird, so let me get you the actual written effect here. Does it have a mod setting here? It doesn't. I'm pretty sure Cold Zero that's written like this. I think it's written like that on the Nexus mod page. If you can't find it, let me know, and then I'll actually get you the page. But yeah, thanks again. I appreciate that. I feel like you've been supporting the channel so much, Cold Zero. Thank you. Poor dude forced to crouch the entire time. His legs are going to kill him. Yeah. Yo, what's up, Madrid? How can I pronounce your name correctly? Should I call you Mad or was Madrid right? Up to 79 mods. Nice. Yeah, I probably have a bit more than that now, but I don't always keep them enabled, so that's actually kind of probably similar to my mod list. Yeah, let's check if we can actually see them underground here. I don't think we will be able to, though. You can actually see... Wow, that's crazy, though. Oh, man. Fiffinger, you're kind of right about that. You kind of can see them. Oh, this is an insane ship. I'm surprised Red Rory of the Glen, like, did all this work to... Like, look at this interior. Actually representing all the different ores, I guess you call them, right? And look at all this, like, all these bunks down here. This one's crazy. Most of his interiors aren't this well decorated, so this is really cool. Man, that's actually insane. And one bed out here for the captain, maybe? I'm at 126. Oh, that's sick. I don't know how many I have. I should do a proper count. I did. If you guys are curious, actually, let me get you a link real quick. I'm just going to put this in the chat real quick for anyone new. I'm actually streaming at a different time now, so if you guys want to join my Discord, this just got started like a week ago. I post my full mod list there, my mod load order as well. I also post some specific settings for my mods if you're curious, like my animated water settings and stuff. I also answer questions and, you know, help out if you guys have any issues, of course. Oh man, that classic stove is back. I use 90s style Dream. Nice. Yeah, I kind of want to give Dream another shot, honestly. I'm thinking about it. Because it's just been so long. And I don't know. I like the way it looks. I've been using vanilla enhanced since basically I started almost, you know. So I'm so used to it. That's the only thing. And I like the original art style. I know not everyone does, of course, but I also like Dreams a lot. I think they both look really good. You kind of can't go wrong, honestly. That's Dr. Madrid for you. No, just kidding, man. It's fine. All right, we'll go with Mad then. Yeah, if I ever say your name or any of your names wrong, guys, just you can always feel free to correct me. Oh man, we got the bug again. Let's fast fly out of here. Pretend it never happened. So not the full hundreds, but a good representative sample. Yeah. Yeah, the game thinks I'm controlling a ship right now, so this is so funny looking. Oh, I never noticed this little decal in the front too, the eye. You should really upload your mod collection. Yeah, I know, Cold Zero. I really should. Right now, my solution is to at least have the mod list in the Discord, but yeah, I know I really should do like a pack. I think I mentioned before that I'm just kind of worried about being responsible for people if they have issues with their mod list, and I would feel really bad if I you know, like added a mod list that has some issues because I'm not perfect with load order stuff. And I disable a lot of my own mods. So even choosing like a specific list is hard for me to do. This is funny though, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, does anybody want my mod list where I'm like, I break every mod on stream? Dream 90s is great, yeah, it is. Just a higher res, but art style is the same. It looks great, it really does. Dream, I think, is the #1 most downloaded mod, maybe? Oh, wait, I just teleported back over here with it? All right, let's do a little testing here. I love the retro look way too much to use Dream. Yeah, I feel you, Base Beans. I like them both a lot. I've just kind of always stuck with this. It's been my favorite for now. Dream 90s looks much better. The HD give a strange pop-up book feel. Yeah, Jimmy. It also is really good for capturing more of like a darker fantasy. A lot of people use Dream and then get some other visual mods that help with that. I've seen some other YouTubers that have some really good looking setups, honestly. It looks a lot different than mine. And I haven't really tested it, so I'm just kind of curious if maybe that could be cool someday for me to try. It might be a little weird for anyone watching my channel to all of a sudden see the new Dream graphics, though. Breaking and then fixing the game is half the fun. It really is. Modding is the end game. Installing and uninstalling. Let's get our torch on here. Maybe I'll try the 90s Dream, but I don't know if my mods will look out of place if they're not compatible. I'm practitioner of the Omni list. I want all possible options just in case. Yeah. It should look okay, honestly. There might be some... I guess maybe some of them, because isn't there like a Dream patch for Daggerfall expanded textures, maybe? Yeah, I'm not sure, honestly. It's kind of funny. I tried Dream a very, very long time ago. I tried it before I was even making content for Daggerfall. That's how long ago it was. So that was actually during like my personal playthrough. And yeah, I thought it was good. But I just didn't get a chance to really test it with other mods because my mod list was so small back then. Do you see loan frauding Daggerfall as cheating the system, or can be valid in certain playthroughs? I think anything could be valid in certain playthroughs, Mad. I think I've said it on the channel before a few times, but I don't really care too much about balance in my sandbox RPGs. I kind of care more about, you know, capturing a class fantasy, capturing a specific role-playing vibe. So if it works for your playthrough, you know, if you're doing something very specific, then yeah, absolutely. I think it's fine. I think anything is fine, honestly. I always encourage people to build the type of Daggerfall that they like. That's the way I like to approach it. But it's definitely a little cheesy, of course. But I don't see it as like a bad thing necessarily, you know? Let's go a little west till we get to the water here. Oh yeah, so the game does think that I'm on a boat still. That's why I keep snapping back. All right, I think the only way to actually fix this is a load of an older load here. Let's go back to that island. And actually, we can check out the Pirate Cove a little bit. There are patches for 90s Dream 2. Yeah, right, yeah. I think there's a ton, because it's really just like, it's the most installed mod, I think, right? I know the mod author worked like 10 years on Dream. That's what I was told last time, which is just incredible. It's outdated now. More mods are coming out with their own textures, and they clash with texture mods, so I might go vanilla terrain textures. Gotcha. Oh, I think my game crashed here, guys. Let me reload the game here. Take us 2 seconds. Yeah, that's interesting. I think the mod author did say on their page that they are done updating it. Is that right? I think Dream is done with having updates, maybe. Gonna lurk for a bit as I work on stuff. All good, Fiffinger. Thanks for hanging out. I always appreciate it. Yeah, I must have over... I don't know, I haven't counted. There's no way to look at a number, right? I don't think Unity shows you the exact number of your mods. But yeah, you know, so many of the mods in my list are deactivated. I probably have half of my mods deactivated at any given time. That's why it's so hard for me to upload like a specific list for people, you know? But yeah, there are so many mods coming out with their own textures. Especially these spell packs. These spell pack mods, just I keep seeing stuff that I've never seen in the game. The tornado, the lightning flash, even wild shapes. All right, let's see if this is actually okay now. Go to the bottom of your loader. It tells you your number prior. Oh, duh. Yeah, random. That's a great idea. All right, I'm definitely going to do that before the end of the stream. Yeah, duh. Why didn't I think of that? It does. It says the name of the priority number. Yeah. What's up, Blooming? The player is the biggest balancer. You can cheese the game with loans, but that won't be fun, and you yourself will regulate your strats to have the most fun. Balance only matters when it's fun. Yeah, I think I agree with that. I've mentioned this too about people that were talking about like character builds to me. And yeah, I just don't really think too much about power when it comes to like building a character. I just think about capturing some kind of, you know, role-playing idea that I like, a specific character concept. But yeah, I know everyone plays a little bit differently. Some people kind of like min-maxing and stuff, so... But yeah, Daggerfall also, it's really not too hard of a game. You don't really need to be building like a super powerful thing, you know? That's what's kind of cool about Daggerfall. Even the pre-made classes, which are generally weak, not all of them, but most of them, are totally functional for the main game. Dev version has a button to copy mods list to clipboard or release someday maybe. Oh, interesting. Oh, that would be great. That'd be really great. Yeah, I didn't realize that there was like a GitHub that showed like pending fixes too for Daggerfall. Oh man, check out these wandering guys here. Oh man, what are these guys all up to? This is a little ominous. What's up, guys? This is definitely from Warm Ashes because I can't pacify them. That's how I always know. Unfortunately, there's so many people who will only play min-maxer and break the game, then complain that it's broken. Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of surprising how many people, when they play Daggerfall, they play the... on a Mexican standoff, yeah. I tend to see like a lot of people mention the whole spell absorption build, which, I don't know. I think that it's kind of funny. In Daggerfall, that build is fun, to be fair. Like, it's fun to be a spell slinger that just, has ridiculous spell absorption. You absorb your own spell. You're basically immune to magic. But yeah, it's definitely going to make the game a lot less challenging, of course. And you basically don't have to care about resources at all. Metagaming RPGs are almost never fun to me. Yeah, I'm the same way, Splat. I'm definitely just going to go with, like, you know, a class fantasy thing. But that's especially true in, like, a sandbox RPG for me. Like in Daggerfall, I'd have like no interest in min-maxing, honestly. Unless I was just like doing it for a video to show you guys something. I recently found out about DFU and I'm planning on playing it for the first time this weekend. That's awesome. Does anyone have any recommendations for things I should or should not do when getting started? Oh, that's a great question. I did do a little video a long time ago that's like I think it was 10 tips I made. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. What did I add to that list? Yeah, what did I even add to that list? It's been a while since I've thought about... Oh, whoops. It's been a while since I've thought about, like, beginner tips. Save often is a great tip, honestly, in Daggerfall for a lot of reasons. Especially if you add some mods. You could... You know, you could accidentally crash or something. Though Daggerfall Unity itself, if you don't plan to mod too much, is extremely stable. But still, yeah, saving a lot is good. Oh man, look at this dungeon. This is awesome looking. This one is not a custom dungeon, I don't think. But have multiple files. Yeah, I definitely recommend multiple files. I would not just overwrite your save constantly. Don't rest when poisoned. Yeah, that's a good one. Don't rest when poisoned or when diseased. Oh, this is a custom dungeon, at least partially custom. Let's put on the no target mode so we can take a look at this. Yeah, get the mods, travel options, World of Daggerfall, basic roads, and Warm Ashes. That's a great starting list. Yeah, the one thing about Daggerfall, and I know some people have different opinions on this type of stuff, And there are people out there that say, I want the vanilla experience. But Daggerfall, I think, is just one of those unique titles where even if you're usually someone that says, I just want the vanilla experience my first time, I think it's still a very good idea to at least grab Travel Options, Basic Roads, and World of Daggerfall Project. And then the others, I think you could, if you really want something as close to vanilla as possible, you could probably skip. But those three, I just feel like, are so, I don't know, they just elevate the game so much. They're such a great addition to Daggerfall. And they just don't really clash at all with the intended experience of the game, in my opinion. Though they are like important and they're big changes. So it's kind of a weird thing to say, but I just don't feel like they really clash with the original spirit at all. But if you don't have those, you'll be fast traveling everywhere. Basically. They think they want the True Valve experience, but then they say the game is crap. Yeah. I mean, if I didn't have a modding scene for Daggerfall, I would not be putting this many hours into it myself, honestly. I think it's just Daggerfall, I think it's got an incredible foundation of systems, and that's what makes it so good for modded content. That foundation just interacts in incredible ways, from, you know, the city design to its kind of basic quest design to its, of course, its wilderness travel, the artwork, the aesthetic, the music. The foundation is just incredible for Daggerfall. But that modding scene is what really elevates it into, like, for me, an incredible game. So, yeah, I always recommend people, even on the first playthrough, to go with some mods. But you don't need a huge list, of course. Yeah, you could just kind of keep it simple if you want to. And then maybe after like a few dozen hours, you'll spend some time looking at some mod videos or whatever, then building a list that works for you, that you like. Wandering NPCs is great too. Yeah, there's honestly just a huge list of great mods. Warm Ashes is also a great addition if you like it. They feel like mods that would have been part of the game if they had more time. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it, Jack. I think DOS Daggerfall is enjoyable. I played it after Oblivion back in 2001, but I also love getting lost in dungeons. Yeah, I played a little bit of DOS Daggerfall as well. A very, well, I guess only like 2 years ago now. But I don't think I could get through DOS Daggerfall myself, honestly. As much as I love Daggerfall. I don't know if I could do that. It was pretty intense. Bethesda games in general feel like a foundation to your personal dream game with mods. Yeah, Splat. I think especially Daggerfall, too. Daggerfall, to me, is just the ideal sandbox. And then the modding community allows you to narrow that sandbox into all sorts of different role-playing ideas and, you know, specific playthrough goals, restrictions. And yeah, I always recommend people just fine-tune this game to your ideal sandbox, you know? And that can change weekly, you know? With one playthrough, you might want a very specific idea. With another playthrough, you might have something else in mind. And that's what makes this game so replayable and fun. And building on that foundation is things like Bethesda in 1996 decided, we're not going to make the player do the main quest, you know? The player can just skip the main quest, basically, once they're out of Privateer's hold. So all those things have just aged so well. And are just so nice with, like, a really active modding scene, of course. Which is why I'm always really thankful to the modding scene. And the fact that it's, like, more active now than it maybe ever has been is just absolutely crazy. It's also partly because, you know, we don't get too many sandbox RPGs these days that feel like Daggerfall, in my opinion. It was a horror game to me? Yeah. Yeah, that I could see. Actually, even when I played Unity for the first time, I don't know, when I was doing the first dungeons in the dark, I was like, man, this is kind of like horror adjacent almost. Once you get more comfortable with the game, that feeling goes away pretty fast. But like in the very beginning for me, I was like, actually, this is kind of spooky. Gave me a couple little jumps when enemies came out of nowhere. Because I didn't know what to expect with their damage. I didn't know what to expect with like what I'm capable of fighting at my current build state and what I'm not capable of fighting, you know? What makes those mods basically mandatory for vanilla, as you say, is because they do vanilla better than vanilla itself. All their mods add stuff, while those top three refine what's there already. Yeah, I think that's really well said, Blooming, honestly. Yeah, that's why I always try to recommend those three to people. Although, yeah, I could definitely see an argument for a few more. And I think Rouser was mentioning to me, I forgot which mod he mentioned, but it was another good candidate for that. And I don't know, he left a comment on my video. I was like, yeah, I probably should have thought about that one as well for my video. If dungeons are too overwhelming, there's a smaller dungeon setting. Oh, it's a great recommendation as well. Yeah, Cheese 502. If you feel like the dungeons are just a little bit too large for you, a little overwhelming, yeah, you got a small dungeons toggle in the Unity settings page. And partly why that's such a good option is, although it makes the dungeons smaller, it doesn't make them so small that they get rid of the intended original like vision, in my opinion. They still feel quite like, you know, Daggerfall, and they're still much larger. They're larger than your average RPGs dungeons. I mean, they're still huge, even on smaller. The one thing to keep in mind, though, Cheese, is if you do put the smaller dungeons toggle on, it actually does not affect the main quest dungeons. So if you're having trouble with like a main quest dungeon, and, you know, it's like a little bit too overwhelming, a little bit too big for you, the small dungeons toggle actually won't affect that. It's probably better just to kind of look up the map, maybe. I'm sure some people online have it. Sounds a wraith flying through a hidden door and scare me still. Yeah. There's actually someone working on a survival horror mod for Daggerfall, and I'm really excited to show that off to you guys when it releases. It's a perfect fit for Daggerfall, which is kind of funny. Oh yeah, I get jump scared all the times in dungeons. Yeah. Yeah, I don't usually anymore, actually. But I actually did a decent amount in the very beginning. I made a mod for DOS Daggerfall. I love this so much. I edited the R files to make all the armors look like Diablo 1 armor. Oh, that's sick, Jack. I should really do something like that for Daggerfall. Oh, for sure. I would definitely check that out on stream if you did. Diablo 1 armor. That's so cool. That mod with the medium dungeons looks very tempting, though. Oh, I don't think I've ever tried that one. This is such a nice area. I love these islands. And there's a second one over here. I want to see if it's still a little bugged out for us or not, or if it's fixed here. Small dungeon options break a lot of dungeon mods, though. It does, yeah. Specifically, if you grab Dungeons of Daggerfall, SquidKamer's mod, that's actually the mod we're looking at right now. It does not work with the small dungeon toggle. At least it didn't used to. I don't know if it's been updated. And the effect is actually pretty severe. It can make, like, massive portions of the world disappear. Like, you'll just come across, like, empty nothingness. So that's something to keep in mind, for sure. There's probably other mods that it interacts with, honestly. But yeah, those are all good suggestions, I'd say. I don't think we ever looked at the very first boat from this mod. Let's take a look at that one as well, once we get to the ocean. Actually, one sec. I'm just going to check something real quick. All right, we're good. The horror mod is coming along. Oh, what's up, Vox? I didn't know you were still here. I just added a Exorcist Guild and a feature that involves possession of the player. That's so sick. Yeah, I'm so excited for this. I'm usually not the best with horror stuff, so yeah, this will be kind of funny for me. All right, let's try the original, like, smallest boat. This originally was the only option. Was it Place Boat 1? Maybe it's Place Boat 1. I can't remember. Could be... maybe it's this? Attempting to place boat. That's kind of interesting. Maybe I gotta get out of these, like, shallow waters here. I don't think it actually went through here. Interesting. Instead of using small dungeons, you can install Archaeologist Guild mod. It gives you non-magic anchor/teleport. Yeah, that's another good suggestion. That'll definitely help a lot. What's cool, too, is you could always just swap mid-playthrough. It's not a big deal, either. Will it work with Place Boat 2? Nah, none of these are working right now. It's kind of interesting. I love how in, like, a single stream, I'll have, like... I'll somehow find a way to mess up a mod in, like, 5 different ways. I think maybe it's because I still have this ship here, and it It's still like registered to me. Let's test this. Can I actually even make this work? Wow, you hear our boat creaking like that? That was crazy. Oh yeah, I still can control this one, weirdly enough. I see some stuff in the water over here as well. Let's check that out real quick. This boat sounds like it's about to snap in half. Oh, it's just some corpses there? Okay, I think that's from when we brought down one of the ships. Alright, we should pick up a little speed with the wind behind us here. I have not noticed the boat sounds this heavy with the creaking. I wonder if boats have like a condition now. I haven't actually read all the updates of this mod, but I know like a bunch of stuff changed. And I also skipped like multiple updates. I went straight from like, I guess the second update to whatever the final one is now. Alright, now that I've done that, let me just see if I can place the very first boat. This is actually originally what the mod was, which was really cool back in the day. There's something cozy about it. Oh, I can't make it work right now. I don't know why. It's like a little rowboat. It's super tiny. And I also didn't even have that in the very first pirate playthrough on the channel, which was crazy. That pirate playthrough started and finished before Come Sail Away even released back then. So I was just fast traveling to everything. It was so like thematically not piratey. Alright, the light is at least working. This is so strange though right now. But this file is really messed up. I'm back on the test druid, honestly. Yeah. I think I'm gonna quickly, I'm gonna reveal all the dungeons on the map here. How do I do this again? Reveal locations, I think? Yeah. And you actually can see all across the map here. These are all added from Dungeons of Daggerfall by SquidKamer. And some of these will be custom. I don't think all of them are actually using the custom Pirate Cove ones. What is this over here? Let's check this out real quick. This might actually be a witch coven. Oh no, I guess it is a dungeon, but it had a weird color on the map. Yeah, I love how some of these dungeon exteriors look. I love the 45-degree list. Where do you steer? So silly. Yeah. Yeah, Pumpy. It's kind of satisfying the way the steering is, even if, you know, it's super silly, of course, but there's like a nice weightiness to it. But when you actually steer that hard, it takes like actually 10 or 15 seconds to get back to like a neutral state. But yeah, it does look super silly. What kind of dungeon is this? Yeah, if you guys don't know, Pumpy also does some Daggerfall streams. Over on Twitch, maybe only Twitch, I'm not sure. Yeah, whenever you're in third person, you always got to get a lot closer than you think to like doors and stuff, but that's actually a vanilla dungeon exterior. I always forget. But is it really, Jack? I did not know that. That's crazy. I don't know if it was Cliffworms that made the dungeon exterior overhaul mod. But I always just assumed that was from that mod. This Dungeon Variety mod really brings out the horror of Daggerfall dungeons. It really does. And it's going to be a perfect fit once Vox's mod comes out. But yeah, there's something just so nice about how some of these look here now. It's so funny, Blooming. I'm already kind of forgetting how some of the vanilla original dungeon textures looked. Like, it's crazy. I've only had this on, I guess, for like a week or two. I don't know exactly how long, but yeah, like already in my mind, I just can't really remember the original ones that well anymore. I think I've seen every single new texture added at this point. Someone said there was 18 textures in total. Oh yeah, we got Underwater Wraith. Oh, they don't see me because I have no target on. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Swimming bear like this. The bear is kind of strong because it uses fist to fist, which is wow, look at the way it swims. It's kind of cool. Oh my god, I need to stream soon, but my AC is out. It's 83 degrees here. Oh man, don't want to sit in front of the computer. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I got my AC pumping these days. Toggle God mode right now. Okay, it's already on. We can breathe. It's this, it actually locks your camera. Oh, no, it doesn't lock your camera, actually. You actually can rotate around. It's really cool. If your weapon is unsheathed, then it'll move with you. Or when it's, yeah, when it's unsheathed. Gotta love those classic sound effects in Daggerfall. It's even steamy here in Norway. Oh man, you completely, yeah, it's insane. Yeah, it's been pretty bad over here on the East Coast. Yeah, like every day I got the AC pumping now. I think we got a slaughterfish, that sounds like. How do I get up here? Oh yeah. Yeah, these tank. Oh, it's a mud crab. Classic. Yeah, I just can't get over how cool these new textures are. I forgot what spells. Oh yeah, I got the mushroom spell as well. Are these decorations also new from this mod? Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I know the mod, you know, it's mostly focused on the textures, of course. And those textures translate to the map, which look amazing. It honestly might be my favorite part about the mod because it just looks so good, the maps now. But I think it also adds like some decorations, right? Though Daggerfall dungeons, even vanilla, had sometimes like random decorations. So it's kind of hard for me to notice and know which one's different. But something like this does look different to me. But yeah, I would never be like sure about that. I think this enemy is also part of the Daggerfall enemy expansion mod. It's like a vanilla statue with different textures. Interesting. Yeah, it does look different. Like it just looks a little bit too clean right now. Like I feel like I would remember this if this was in my file before the mod, right? It's really clean looking. The 3D models are classic, not the texture probably. Yup, yeah, I think that's right. Is smacking the door a thing that normally works for locked doors? I figured it out. It works for me no matter the lock level most of the time. Yeah, Pumpy. Yeah, you could break down any non-magical lock with just bashing it open. If you fail the lockpick, or even if you don't even try, you don't even have to try. You could just bash it down. But yeah, there are sometimes magically locked doors, which then you usually can't do that. They might require like a switch in a dungeon or something like that, usually, to open up. Yeah, one of the best parts about this variety, or texture variety mod as well, is that dungeons usually have a few different looks. This one's kind of similar, even though there is some slight differences you can see here, but some of them have like a couple really nice looking ones, especially the volcanic ones. You'll get like pure looking molten lava and then have like a dark stone looking texture, which looks nice as well. But yeah, I think this is, I don't know, this is kind of weird. I didn't expect this dungeon to be out here. I wonder where we'll be when we actually exit. Okay, it's just another, what's it called? Oh yeah, I have to at least not have a number there. Yeah, it's just another remote island here, but if you actually look on the map, for some reason, look at its color. I wonder if that's just like a bug or something, but usually isn't the black icons for witch covens? I thought that was the case. I could be wrong about that. All these seem to have like the correct orange, and this one's actually red. I wonder if this is like a tiny one. Let's check this out as well. So we just keep leveling up on this test character here. Yeah, this actually does look a little different than his other ones. Man, I can't believe he made all these islands like this. It's just so cool. Evening all, what's up, MDS? Or MD Soldier? How's it going? There were witch enemies in there, maybe that's why. Yeah, maybe it is meant to be a coven. Which I wonder if, like, near the center of the dungeon, there's, like, a proper witch coven. That could be kind of cool. I probably should check that out, actually. Let's check out this one, though. This looks like a small one. This could be like a crypt all the way out in the ocean. I think it actually might be. That would be interesting. But actually, it's hard to say. I tend to see this texture a decent amount, actually. For graveyards, crypts, all that kind of stuff. Is this Dungeons of Daggerfall adding this? Yeah. Yeah, Dungeons of Daggerfall. But I actually thought most of the remote islands were just the pirate coves, but they're not, it turns out. There's plenty that aren't, it looks like. I've really not explored too many of these before. Yeah, I just assumed they were mostly pirate coves. But this is also not a crypt. This is like a proper, just undead-themed dungeon, maybe, or something. These stone textures are so nice, though. Yep, black is witches in classic. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's interesting. Wow, you know what? We'll head back there in a little bit, and then I'm going to fast fly through the walls, and we'll see if there's like a actual witch coven underneath it. That would be kind of cool. Like, the witch covens usually, in Daggerfall, just have like a couple pre-rendered NPCs that you can interact with. And, I don't see why there would be a reason that they can't be inside a dungeon, right? So maybe that's what SquidKamer was going for with that. It's kind of cool if that's the case. Yeah, actually, I want to test that real quick. First, we'll just see if there's anything different in this dungeon real quick. I don't think there will be, but this is the only dungeon in the water that had like a red icon, but it looks like that was maybe not intentional. I don't know. This looks like a pretty large dungeon to me. Let's see. Is there any like Pirate Cove stuff down here? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. All right, let's take a look at that actually then. If he was like secretly hiding a witch coven underneath or inside this dungeon, yeah, this is the only black one, so let's go back. Oh, I thought for a second maybe there was going to be a bunch of like pre-rendered NPCs there. Yeah, I don't think so, probably. Okay, I think it's probably just like a weird thing going on with the icons on the map, probably. Which kind of makes sense. Unless... Nah. Yeah, this one looks like the same type of dungeon, actually, as the other one. So it might be that it was supposed to be a red dungeon, actually. I downloaded a feature earlier, Nexus/mods, but it's a book and shows all locations to witch coven. Still got to find... Oh, that's pretty sick. That was a mod? I don't think I've heard of that mod before. Oh, I always love this layout in dungeons. This one's cool. This specific, like, block or whatever is kind of classic to me. Might be meant to portray a hostile witch group. Yeah, maybe it is something like that. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else with this. That's interesting, though. That would have been cool, because I don't think anyone ever mentioned that to me if that was the case. I don't even know if that's, like, possible to do. But I would guess all these other ones here are just pirate coves. Oh, we're out of gold again. I just downloaded an adventurer's guide to witch covens. Man, I in my like vanilla playthrough, or I guess I shouldn't call it vanilla, but like my first playthrough of Unity, I did not even run into a single one of the covens. I bet that's probably typical, honestly. I always gotta be careful with the Jack Be Nimble mod. Yeah, Cold Zero, if you do try out Jack Be Nimble, the only thing to keep in mind, it's actually a pretty useful little tip, is whenever you're moving around with Jack Be Nimble and you have your sprint button held down, your character, will try to clamber onto surfaces, which is kind of cool. If you're also jumping, you then clamber on top. But you'll also try to clamber onto like staircases. Even if you're just running up a staircase. When you're running down, you don't have to worry about it, but running up, you will like clamber on each staircase, or each stair of a staircase. So it's kind of funny. You can't really run into them, you have to find them. Yeah. I guess it is possible, right? Although extremely unlikely. So yeah, it's not a DF mod. It goes into the streaming assets / books or docs, perhaps both, but yeah, just found it and bought it in the general store. That's really interesting, Soldier. I don't think I've heard of that. That's actually kind of cool, though, because it is the one type of area, I guess, that, yeah, you're basically never going to find on your own. Hey, what about, yo, what's up, Tabby? Not too much. We basically just went over some of, and they're not really new mods, but they're just mods I haven't either fully covered on the channel, or they're mods that I covered in the past, but I was unsatisfied with the way that I covered them. But I went over some water-themed dungeons, some ocean-themed, or mods, I should say. We got Dungeons of Daggerfall we covered, Come Sail Away, Animated Water, and Warm Ashes as well, yeah. Especially with Dungeons of Daggerfall and Warm Ashes, I wasn't really happy with the way I covered those in past videos, so Yeah, at least with this live stream now, people can check the VOD and actually get like a decent look at it. And there's even still much more I could cover, honestly, with Dungeons of Daggerfall, because at the time, I just didn't realize the extent of what it added. It was much larger than I realized. We're just kind of trying to check for some unique stuff in some of these custom dungeons here. Look at this Sasquatch guy. I love the way some of these enemies look. So the book is not a DF mod. Oh, yeah, right. It's a book/doc that goes into the streaming assets folder into the doc. Yeah, right. I know exactly what you're talking about, Soldier. There's a couple other mods that do that as well. You'll see that a lot with like quest pack mods as well. Not always, of course, but sometimes you'll see it with those. This dungeon seems really big. Yeah, this one's huge. This one I don't think is actually custom. We're checking out if there's any other custom island dungeons rather than just the pirate coves. But it does look a little strange. Oh, these minotaurs are so cool looking. Trolls seem arena inspired? Yeah. It's actually pretty common to get some arena type enemies from Daggerfall enemy expansion. These minotaurs are almost too clean looking to be from arena. But those trolls, I think, yeah, you might be right. Oh, I forgot I don't have God mode toggled on. But yeah, it definitely could be that the minotaurs are also from arena. I've played only a little bit of arena, so I wouldn't be fully aware. The only ones that are super obvious to me are like the lizard men. The lizard men are just pulled straight from arena. Looks hilarious. I love it. Also got in tandem with another mod, adds rituals you need to do for the witches too. I think I know which one you're talking about with that, Soldier. Yeah, I think I've seen that mod as well. You know what, though? I think SquidKamer maybe did add some little touches to this dungeon. Maybe it is a custom dungeon. I don't know. It looks like it's got a lot of weird like decorations that you wouldn't normally see. Though some of these blocks look familiar, so I don't think so, actually. Most are from... They're not straight copies. Arena style would clash. Gotcha. Oh, okay. So people did work on them also. Most are from Arena. Interesting. Almost died there? Yeah. Yeah, I forgot I didn't have God mode toggled on. Yo, what's up, Barry? It's been a little while. Welcome to the stream. I use small dungeon settings because they're so freaking huge otherwise. Yeah, they're gigantic. And honestly, Barry, I always like tell people, if these dungeons are too big for you, small dungeons are still huge anyway. It's like you might as well. If you feel like they're too big, there's no reason to like suffer through gigantic dungeons. Is this from Wandering Mod? We got another lion right here. This little traveling fellowship here. But I can't pacify them, so I think they're from SquidKamer, Warm Ashes, but they might just be interacting strangely. All right, let's check another one. I guess we're not going to find any other real like unique ones, but I'll just check a few more. That was like a troll rather than a Sasquatch? Yeah. The trolls are kind of cool. I don't know if they're also in vanilla, but there is like a setting to make them not resurrect. I guess that maybe that's a Warm Ashes setting. I don't know. I don't know what they actually come from though. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was also arena, of course, but yeah, I'm not sure. I tried the water mods, but I could never find any places that were on the water. Yeah, Joseph, it's pretty hard to find like organically traveling. It definitely can be done. It's just, yeah, Daggerfall is just so huge, you know. If you want to test it, Joseph, if you're not sure, you could go into your console commands and just write map_reveal locations. If you press enter on this, I could even put it in the chat for you just in case you don't want to go back to the stream or forget it. But yeah, this console command will reveal all of the map locations for you. So then once you click that in, on the world map you can't see it, but click into a region. A good one to choose is Sentinel, and then look at the ocean. You should see the dots of the dungeons. So if the mod's working, they would come up then for you. I'll have to wait until Friday when my new PC arrives before I can play. At least I don't have to worry about my RAM and other bottlenecks anymore. Yeah, that's sick, Tabby. I saw you mention that in the Discord. Yeah, I'm so tempted to do it myself, man. I want to, I kind of just want to invest in the new PC at this point. I was going to wait a little bit longer because what I have now isn't great, but it's like, you know, it's fine for Daggerfall, of course. Oh, cool. We'll have to try it. Yeah, it should work for you, Joseph. And then if it doesn't work, then you know that there's something maybe wrong with the mod or the way you installed it, maybe potentially. So yeah, then it'll be easy for you to troubleshoot at that point. All right, let's check another one out. But yeah, I'm tempted to get to another PC for myself. It's been a long time. Oh no, the nudity mod's not working. Let's run away from the nymphs. Oh, the clamor. No. It's these freaking nymphs, man. That nudity mod for them is just like totally random, I feel like. Sometimes it works perfect. Sometimes it's terrible. It also is supposed to work on the lamias, which are kind of like underwater nymphs, I guess. Get the new PC if you can afford it before the recession hits the world. Yeah, cold zero. Yeah, I really need to get on that. I've actually had this for like a pretty long time too, like 5 years probably, this PC here. And I don't know, there are some modern games I would like to play. If I had a better PC, I would. But I also don't need to play them, you know? This one looks interesting. This might be something unique here. Let's see about this. I guess the next game I'll be playing is Morrowind, so I don't really need to worry too much about my specs, I guess. But I wish you could buy maps of unmarked dungeons. Yeah, Splat, it would be incredible. I think I mentioned that a long time ago in a video. Yeah, either find them in like a low chance to drop in a general goods store, or like they have a higher chance to drop outside in the wilderness, maybe when you fight an enemy at like a bandit camp or something. But yeah, there's so many dungeons and it's so rare to get a map. It's usually for like sometimes quest rewards, I guess, sometimes random drops, of course. But yeah, some new ways to acquire that would be cool. Are those ocean dungeons? Yeah, they should be. These ones are that we're looking at right now. It's just that some of them are not themed necessarily to be like dungeons, but there are some that are. So I could actually show you. SquidKamer did a mix of like random generated dungeons added for the mod, and then also a mix of his own custom mods, which he did a really awesome job on. And the best part about his custom mods is they're much different than Daggerfall's style. There's like more verticality to them, some interesting design and stuff, and yeah, just the spaces look completely different. But the ones out in the ocean like this are usually the pirate coves. The pirate coves he made are completely custom. But I don't know the exact names of them all. This one could be one. Let's check this out. The castle ones are super cool. Yeah, I love the castle ones. The castle ones are partly why I wanted to... this one actually might be a pirate cove. Actually, no, I don't think it is. Actually, let's check out. This area does look kind of big. Yeah, the castle ones are amazing. I love the custom dungeons in Eichelon, honestly. I think those are some of his coolest. What's cool, too, is that he didn't just make them huge like other Daggerfall dungeons. He actually just designed them mostly to be like a smaller alternative option. If you wanted to just focus on his custom dungeons, you would have a totally different dungeon delving experience in Daggerfall. It's kind of cool. I don't think this one's an actual pirate cove, though. Though it kind of fits the theme. It's got a lot of underwater sections. Had the wrong browser open and the stream was hanging. With Firefox, it did not do that anymore. Oh, interesting, Tabby. Yeah, if I ever have any lag, definitely let me know, guys. But yeah, hopefully that's just a browser thing. Oh, you know what? This is custom. Whoa, guys. I don't even know if I've seen this before. Oh, no, I have. I've seen this one. Okay. Yeah, here's a good example. Yeah, this is a really good example. Like, look at how crazy this looks. I've shown this on stream before, I know, but I know there's some new people here. But yeah, this is just nothing like a vanilla Daggerfall dungeon. A whole docked area for pirates and stuff. But I did not realize further in there was some more unique stuff because, yeah, look at this. All these decorations. Yeah, I've actually not fully explored it. Okay, that's crazy. Yeah, he did some unique looking stuff too. His Dwemer dungeons are really cool. But yeah, putting in like tables with decorations on them. This feels like a bunch of bandits are like hanging out and still operating in this dungeon, you know? Beds and stuff. It's really cool. Sometimes you see stuff like this in vanilla dungeons, but, well, you don't see this. You wouldn't see food on the table like this, you know? This is using some of those expanded texture stuff, I think. But yeah, very cool. It's kind of a taste of how he does some of the custom dungeon work and how open some of these areas look, you know? You don't really find stuff with, like, open areas like this in vanilla. Looks like he added the Wayrest sewer tile to them. Oh, cool. Yeah, I would not even have caught that myself. But, yeah, I do know he definitely put some stuff together like that. I did notice something else in one of the other ones. Yeah, this looks crazy. I like this little boat here that goes over there, obviously, for traveling and stuff. But yeah, all these open windows, extra verticality, like, yeah, it's just cool. Awesome. I did download those. Only came across 2 so far. Random teleport from the Mages Guild for a quest. Oh, gosh. Oh, 1 right now? Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely still going to be rare. Just because there's so many dungeons in Daggerfall, it'll be rare for sure. Oh, this is so cool. This little camping area here. That's the main gripe for the vanilla dungeons? Oh, man. Tabby. You're insane, my friend. Oh, my God. Oh, man. I said it last time. I'll say it again. I don't know what I did to deserve such a generous donation. Thank you, man. Tabby again with another 10 gifted. I'm going to have to up the benefits of my gifted because you're giving away so many. I should do something more. Give back a little bit more with my memberships. When I first added the memberships, I was just like, you know, it'll just be for someone that wants to support me. I don't know what I could offer, but I may have to reconsider that now. Thank you again, Tabby. Seriously, it's very generous of you. I appreciate it. Oh, man, let me get back. Let me look at some of the chat here. I missed something. This is basically Dead Mines from WoW. Yeah, Cold Zero, exactly. That's the main gripe for me in the vanilla dungeons. There's no clutter, just walls. Yeah, it doesn't really feel lived in, right? Cold Zero, most of them. Oh, man, there's no way for me to give, like, a heart to the gift membership thing. Wait a sec. Let me update my, Let me update my tracker on, OBS here. How do I do this again? Man, another goal. This is crazy. What's up? I know you from Danny Cron. Is that another YouTuber maybe? Or streamer? Maybe a Twitch streamer? Yeah, I think I missed another thing that I was mentioning. This is, what dungeon is this? And from what mod? What's up, DC Construction? This is, yeah, this is from, it's actually a mod. I'll write in the chat for you. It's called Dungeons of Daggerfall. And I could also give you the specific name, yeah, of this one, because this is one of the custom ones. Let me get out of the dungeon, actually, and I'll get you the exact name here. Another YouTuber streamer who plays old games mostly. Nice. That sounds like my kind of streamer. Oh, man. Check out the sun right now and the skyline. This is also why all, like, the water mods are just so nice, because you get to see this beautiful skyline, and it gives you an excuse to really explore the water. Like, originally when we had the Come Sail Away mod, which is amazing, an absolutely incredible mod, but there wasn't that much of a reason usually to, you know, go out and explore. But, yeah, all these mods just work so well together. All right, let me get you the name DC real quick here. Yeah, this dungeon's called... Oh, actually, it's so low, we have to probably check it from this area. Wow, what kind of location could I even check this from? Maybe from Sentinel? Oh, yeah, from Sentinel. Wow, I think that's the only way to see this. Yeah. Larpkern Manor. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so this is definitely a guaranteed Pirate Cove for you. So if you just want to check out the Pirate Coves, yeah, you can head here. It's not the only one, of course. There's a few others, but some of these will be random dungeons. Just nothing special in them, of course. I think now we've seen them all. I might send SquidKamer a message just to ask if the black dot on the world map and the red dot are intentional. Because I don't think this is meant to be a witch coven, and I don't think this is meant to be a small dungeon. Man, it must be super late over there for you, Tabby, right? And I don't know off the top of your guys' heads if you know if any of the other dungeons in certain regions that are special or custom made by SquidKamer. I'm actually, I'm going to refer real quick to the mod page because last time we checked out Icalon, which was really cool. But real quick, Dungeons of Daggerfall. Let's see. I don't think SquidKamer ever actually like listed them all out. He might have though. Let's get the page up here. Let's see. All right, so adds over 80 brand new dungeons to the ocean, including, 53 generated and 30 pirate coves. Yeah, so 30 of them are custom, 53 of them are just like generated, Adds a new ruin and crypt to all regions. Oh, okay, so it's not region specific. 1:50 after midnight, my usual time. I like to stay awake. Oh, nice. Yeah, I figured it'd be getting late over there. Yeah, this is the first time I'm streaming at this time, I think, on the channel. But yeah, this is super late for anyone that's not NA, I guess. All right, I have another mod I set to hide all locations apart from those you specify, so only cities are allowed. Was wondering why I've not seen those oceanic ones. Oh, gotcha, soldier. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this mod page actually doesn't tell you... Oh, it says it says Elder Scrolls 1 Arena Towers. Wait, does anyone in the chat know the names of any of the Elder Scrolls 1 Arena Towers for this mod? I know it's a low chance. A really low chance. You know who might know? Sandstorm. I don't think he's here today, though. I feel like that guy knows everything about Daggerfall. It's 2 a.m. here, but I like the night, and I'm out of job, so no worries for me. Gotcha, Cold Zero. Yeah, I'm usually kind of a late night stream watcher as well. But I sometimes work at night. So it kind of depends for me, but then I'll stay up much later. I played Arena only once. Yeah, me too, Barry. I played it actually before I played Daggerfall. And man, check out the colors on this right now. Skyline. Soon the stars will come out. It'll look nice. Yeah, I played Arena for like maybe 15 hours, and I enjoyed it, actually. I think what made me swap to Daggerfall so quickly was, I don't know, I might have read online, like someone said, Arena is kind of just like a smaller Daggerfall. And there might be a little truth to that, but I think Arena kind of does its own stuff pretty well, honestly. The dungeon delving experience is a lot different in Arena. Because of a certain spell that lets you break walls and create your own paths. I think something like that just can't even exist in Daggerfall. It's 8 p.m. here. I have Arena, play it once in a while, but Daggerfall is my go-to. Yeah. Yeah, the Daggerfall modding scene also is just so nice for it. Never played Arena, waiting for the remaster. Yeah, I think once the remaster comes out, I might even try to cover a little bit of it on the channel. And I did notice kind of recently that they updated the YouTube and they showed some new content for it maybe or something. And I think actually what it has is playable right now, but it's just very... what's it called? It's just, I think you can't actually do combat or something. There's something to it. It's very bare bones at the moment, maybe. Oh yeah, I love this guy when the stars start coming out like this. Yeah, I think at the moment, someone did mention, though, that it is playable. But yeah, very little bit. Is there an actual remaster confirmed for Arena? What's up, Doter? It's actually not like a Bethesda remaster. It's a... like a community made, so very similar to Daggerfall Unity. It's like some sort of community remaster. I forgot the name right now, honestly. There's a name for it already. Yeah, I can't remember the name right now. It's something Arena, of course, but yeah, so that's in the works. I think it's been in the works for open tests. Yeah, that's exactly what it's called. Yeah, good call. Yeah, that's been in the works for a decent amount of time now. So I don't know. I don't know if they have like a general like ETA or not. I'd be kind of surprised if they did at the moment. But yeah, the YouTube does update whoever like one of the main developers is, I guess. Yeah, and they show the progress. It looks great. And Nulvis Awakening Skyrim, nice. Is that like a mod pack, DC? I've heard of like Sky, what's it called? Lore Rim or something. That's like the only mod pack I think I know for Skyrim. Rudimentary, yeah, maybe that's the best way to put it. I think it is pretty like bare bones at the moment. I've not actually tried it myself. I just know that it is out there and can be played. But yeah, there are updates as well, which is cool, and they're recent as well. Biggest and best mod list, interesting. Novus, yeah, I don't think I've heard of that. Sky Oblivion, yeah, that's gonna be cool. Am I gonna play Sky Oblivion before I play Oblivion? That'll be crazy, right? That's probably blasphemy. Sky Oblivion, I can't wait for it. Yeah, yeah, I think I haven't looked at it in a while, but their YouTube also does like pretty frequent updates, right? It is just so cool. It's cool to have both Skywind, Sky Oblivion, like, yeah, pretty amazing what the modding scene will do there. I think it'd be a little bit too crazy if I played Sky Oblivion before Oblivion. Which, by the way, guys, I've never done like a full playthrough of Morrowind, and I think I decided the other day that I want to start it on Saturday. So we're going to do a live stream for Morrowind. And we're going to start right from the beginning. I'm not going to pre-make a character or anything like that. We're just going to get right into it together. You guys can backseat game all you want, of course. You can laugh at my terrible build and stuff. Yo, what's up, Grimflame? Welcome in. Test games are very popular with modders. Yeah, I feel like that's like one of the coolest appeals, right? You're like guaranteed to have so much awesome modded content on any of these games. I don't think this one's a custom one either. Though, I gotta say, it's getting harder and harder for me to tell. Because some of these decorations look like they could be custom, but I don't think they are. But with the new textures mod, I actually have a little bit trouble telling, you know, which one's a SquidKamer custom dungeon and which one's pre-made or randomized, I should say. But this looks a little bit too much like a classic Daggerfall dungeon, honestly. I don't think this is custom. But just the new textures, I guess, kind of throw me off a little bit. It's pretty wild. Yeah, I didn't heard of that one either, DC. Is that a real thing? Oblivion. Yeah. Every possible combination. Unmodded Morrowind. I think we're going to go with just OpenMW, I think. Is that what it's called? Yeah, that's what it's called. Is that what it's called? Yeah, that is. Whatever that program is, I grabbed that. But I don't think I'm going to get Tamriel in my first playthrough. And the logic for me, I'm thinking is, I don't know. I think I'll appreciate both the vanilla game and Tamriel Rebuild better if my very first playthrough is just Morrowind. And then my second playthrough, I can look through, you know, all the differences. I could appreciate the new type of mods, or quests, I should say. Yeah, some patches. I do need to look at, like, stability stuff, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, Tabby, you're honestly probably right that, like, I don't think I could go in just completely with nothing, right? Just because of, like, maybe some bugged stuff, potentially. I don't know if Morrowind has, like, an official community patch, maybe. Doggoth approves. Yeah, Doggoth. Actually works great with Skyrim VR. That's cool. I've not heard of this before. It's absolutely real. Wow. How is it that this is the first time I'm hearing this? That's actually kind of funny. So, in the Dungeons of Daggerfall mod, it said every region got some of these ruins. Maybe I gotta type in, like, maybe he literally meant ruins. Yeah, he might have, actually. It's the entire main quest of Daggerfall in Skyrim graphics. That's sick. Does it actually rebuild the dungeons to look like Daggerfall's dungeons, then? Because that would be so funny in Skyrim. It's condensed Daggerfall map with only the main quest. Gotcha. Must if you haven't. Yeah, I've definitely not even heard of it. All these names look suspiciously like Daggerfall names, honestly. Oh, maybe this is not. This is, like, slightly different. He did call them ruins as well. Let's check this real quick. Yeah, I guess I'll just do a quick look on, like, some kind of patches that might just help with stability. And also, now that I'm thinking about it again, I do have to add that mod that delays the DLC Dark Brotherhood attempt, right? I could also kind of ignore it and then not pick up the gear, I guess. I guess that could be an option, but it's kind of weird. The name generator is simple, yeah, for sure. I always see the same, like, Yum Smith and stuff like that. Daggerfall with Skyrim graphics would be killer. That is really cool. Man, I did not know that was a project. That was, like, a real thing. Look up shadows? Shadows. This sounds like the castle theme, huh? Yeah, this is definitely not a custom dungeon, right? This is way too crazy to be custom. Yeah, this is definitely not custom, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Maybe someone online or in the Nexus page maybe talked about it. It's possible. It's really interesting. Huh. Yeah, it would have been cool. Maybe it's possible that SquidKamer included like a notepad. I just didn't notice it when I unzipped the file. It's possible. Because I don't know if there's any other way to tell. He called them ruins, but these all just look like normal Daggerfall names. Yeah, I don't think so. So I guess I could check a different region real quick. The DLC for Morrowind can't really be ignored if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, okay, Tabby. Yeah, is it just that the Dark Brotherhood like comes after you? Like in the very beginning of the game? And then they just have like very high level gear, right? So it kind of ruins the balance, I heard. Which is funny. That happened to be like totally unintentionally. But it was right outside the road of like the first town. So yeah, kind of weird. I think so, yeah. Yeah, these are also ruins, but we'll just test like one more here, but I don't think... Let's just try this one. I could probably send him a message, honestly, and just ask. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Is this the same? No, this is not the same dungeon? Okay. Oh, this is such a weird entrance. These are the guys. Whenever I see these lizard men, like I literally feel like I'm playing Arena. Like look at these guys. They're just like cut and pasted directly from Arena. They look great too. Like that shield is awesome. The mouth looks great. Look how cool this is. Yeah, this is just like a straight up Arena guy. Morrowind has my favorite modding community of all time. New Vegas and Crusader Kings 3 are close though. That's sick. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should just do like a little bit of research on mods, maybe. I'm like a little worried about spoiling my stuff and like some stuff in Morrowind for myself, which I don't want to do. But yeah, I do think I'm kind of set on holding off on Tamriel Rebuilt though for the moment. Because when I do my second playthrough, I'll really be able to appreciate what it adds, you know? Especially because I heard that the modding or the quest writing is really good for it, which is exciting. And someone else had mentioned to me in chat yesterday that like the quest writing is either on par with Morrowind's writing or better sometimes. So I might have trouble like knowing what's actually modded content and what's actually from the vanilla game. So I just think I'll appreciate both better if I maybe hold off on Tamriel Rebuilt until my second playthrough. But yeah, when it comes to like, I don't know, patches that could help me run the game better or something like that, then I probably should do some more research on that. And yeah, this is definitely another random one. And let's get a torch on or something real quick. My werewolf Argonian female character is level 6 and has several mithril weapons. She uses a mithril warhammer. She's also in the Dark Brotherhood. Nice. Yeah, it's kind of sick, Grimflame. Having a werewolf in the Dark Brotherhood. It's actually one of the few things I haven't really done in Daggerfall, actually. I never really went down the Dark Brotherhood stuff. So I don't actually know what their hideout even looks like, I don't think. I do think someone did a mod to overhaul it, similar to the Thieves Guild overhaul, which is cool. But yeah, that is something I have on my list that I just have not got around to yet in Daggerfall. Which is kind of crazy, because I played so many hours of it in this. One of the few, maybe the only faction I haven't actually like looked at yet. And it's a sick one too, I'm sure. The mod, let me catch up on chat a little bit. The mod author of Climbing Calories clarified the food rottage thing in Nexus comments, and I no longer have beef with him. Oh, really? What'd he say, Base Beans? Isn't it Rouser? Rouser's a pretty nice guy, I think. And a pretty talented mod author, I'd say. I remember you told me, but I forgot. Yeah. Oh, the weird lizards, yeah. I've been addicted to AGOT for like 2 years now. Is that... What's a GOT? I missed a random quest from Daggerfall when playing Morrowind. Yeah, Barry, I think I probably will too. But it'll be nice to kind of get some variety. It is something I'm looking forward to with Morrowind, that it's not... you know, it's not the same as Daggerfall, which I'm kind of excited to see how they... approach that game, especially because, oh, a Game of Thrones. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, of course I should have picked up on that. What I'm going to miss the most in Morrowind is not having my advantages and disadvantage system. I don't know how Bethesda thought getting rid of that would be the play. But I know they got the birth signs though, right? That's their way of changing it. But man, it's definitely my favorite character creation thing. And one of my favorite things about Daggerfall in general. Game of Thrones mod for, oh, Crusader Kings 3. Gotcha, okay. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that is sick. Yeah, that's cool. I wasn't even thinking of that. The food rottage is because he intends rations to be the main food consumption, with fresh food being more of a treat for the character or an in-town thing. Oh, okay, so food also rots slower in the cart and in the cold. Gotcha, Base Beans. So, yeah. I guess rations was the play then. I did kind of notice whenever I used Climbing Calories that it basically just came down to using rations, you know? Which is kind of funny because, you know, when you're doing the hunting and you're building your campfire and you're trying to cook your food, that kind of feels like the main way to... Basically every other survival horror game handles it that way, you know? Or survival mechanics game, I should say, like a Conan Exiles or... Well, that's the only one I've played, but that's basically how you do all your food and stuff. But yeah, I guess if rations were the main way to handle it, that's just, yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. See you later, everyone. Hey, thanks for hanging out, DC. Take care. Hopefully I'll see you in the next stream. Fair warning, Morrowind has a world-level system for the monster, so you can be killed if you go somewhere you aren't supposed to be yet. Yeah, Tabby, I think I even caught that myself in the very beginning of the game. I left the dungeon, I went inside that small cave off the road, and it felt pretty challenging. It probably wasn't like that high level. Maybe I'm just... I'm obviously pretty bad at the combat system also because I'm just getting into it. But it felt like surprisingly challenging. And it was kind of my first real encounter, which is also kind of cool because it just was like killing me like multiple times. I might have tried like 4 times not to die there. You should be able to salt meat though. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, that would be really cool. Man, is salt an ingredient in Daggerfall? If it's not, then it could have still just been part of the mod, of course, but I kind of wonder if salt... I don't know if salt's a vanilla ingredient. I don't think it is. I don't remember ever seeing salt. That cave in specific is a filter/character test. Gotcha. It's a little privateer's hold. I've returned. Yo, what's up, Bippinger? Welcome back. Yeah, that's is that kind of the intended place to have your first encounter, Base Beans? I don't know if you know for sure. Man, look at this pre-rendered NPC. This is another example. I've just never seen this guy before. And he's definitely from Warm Ashes. Because whenever I never have seen the pre-rendered NPC, I know he's from Warm Ashes. But this is legitimately the first time I've ever seen this guy. Let's check one more region for those custom dungeon setups here. No salt in base game? Yeah, I feel like I would have remembered if I had seen that or read that. Man, look how many dungeons in Rothgarian Mountains have ruins in the name. That's absolutely insane. Oh, don't these sound a little... Yeah, look at these guys. Dreaded Ruins of the Dancing and Lightless Ruins of the Sleepy. This sounds so much like a custom dungeon. I think we might have found one on our own. Wait a sec, this is a pub. Maybe it's not. Morrowind also has individualized humanoid enemies too, so you get attacked by Snowy Garius rather than Bandit Mage. Okay, yeah. He's judging you for ruining his crops, yeah. You actually can get a message like the farmer does not want you to take his crops sometimes. The combat is almost the same as in Daggerfall. Yeah, it did feel like that. I kind of like the whole hold mechanic. It's been a little while since I played it. But I know you can kind of hold it for a stronger attack, right? Or you could do faster, like, jabs that do less damage, maybe. I'm not sure if there's, like, someone mathed it out for what's more efficient or something, but... Or if, like, maybe it depends on the build, too, or something. I feel like we might have just found a custom dungeon here, though. Because that was a suspicious name. Vanilla dungeons don't usually call themselves something like that. I'll touch it when you get drunk. Yeah, let's hope so. If we can find the entrance here. Oh, it's probably over here. Yeah, I think I found it. Spears need to come back? Yeah, absolutely. If you want spears in Daggerfall, you could grab... Tome of Battle Addendum. Yeah, if you're looking for spears in Daggerfall, that's the mod to grab. Non-specific, it's optional at the end of the day, but if you can clear it, you're in good shape at the end of the day, okay? It's also kind of a warning that and dungeon can contain anything. Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's kind of cool to do that, but I didn't realize that was like the first intended, though not like specifically, I guess it is the first like cave you can find on the main road, right? Or off the main road, I should say. It's pretty, like, visible, I remember. It's kind of hard to miss. This looks like a haunt. Let's check this out. Is this actually a custom dungeon? I actually prefer Daggerfall's combat because you can stab for a higher chance to hit. Don't think Morrowind works like that. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, this looks cool, guys. This looks real cool. Let's check this out. Although, I don't think it's custom. Because I'm already recognizing some of these blocks. Maybe... It might be that part of the dungeon's custom and parts randomly generated. The cool textures make it so hard to tell now. Yeah, I could see preferring Daggerfall's combat system. I actually really like Daggerfall's combat system. There's a lot I like about it. I like the time to kill. Oh wait, this looks kind of custom though again. It's just so weird right now. I like how fast the time to kill is. I like how quick the movement is in Daggerfall. Like, you could just glide down hallways in this game. It's so satisfying. But yeah, I actually, in my, like, small amount of time playing Morrowind, I felt like that was satisfying, too. I liked it, actually. And I barely got into it, so that's kind of cool. That'll be exciting. A spear would be my weapon of choice in a medieval battle. Yeah, spears are so sick. It was actually going to be the main weapon for the Nomad Merchant, if that won. I already was, like, ready on the spear. Spear and like a crossbow maybe as a backup or something, but yeah, I guess this is just randomized, huh? That's so weird though, because the name was so crazy. So I feel like either way, this is probably from SquidKamer's mod still, even if it is randomly generated, because the name is just nothing like a Daggerfall dungeon name, I'd say. Lightless Ruins of the Sleepy Dragon. Actually, maybe it is. Actually, now that I'm reading it a second time, that does sound kind of suspicious. I think I have the next playthrough planned out, and the fact that it's using multiple walls and floors makes it look custom. Yeah, it does. I think Fiffinger, it's just the that dungeon variety texture mod. It's throwing me off too. I thought there were 3 attack types, and everybody says to enable use best attack, otherwise you're reducing your possible damage. Okay, yeah. Even in Daggerfall, I kind of switch it up just for like the visual spectacle of it. Usually doesn't matter too much to be optimal. Though it's kind of hard to be optimal in Daggerfall because, you know, it's very basic stuff. Like a thrust increases accuracy but lowers damage, right? In Daggerfall, the overhead slice reduces accuracy but increases damage. So it's just kind of like a gamble trade-off rather than like a optimized thought, I think. Unless your hit is just so good, you can always go for overhead, which I guess some builds could do that. I wish modern RPGs weren't too scared to use dice roll combat. I much prefer that to hit spongy ARPG combat. Yeah, me too, Splat. It's one of the things I love about Daggerfall, you know? Sometimes in Daggerfall, you hit someone twice and they're just dead, you know? Just 2 good stabs, you got them. Sometimes 1 good stab and that's all you need. It just keeps it fast-paced, keeps it snappy. There's like a grounded sort of realism to it. It's satisfying too. But if you're hacking someone, sometimes this would happen to me in Skyrim. I know with Skyrim you could do mods to change this stuff, but I might hack someone like 15 times and they're not dead, you know? I'm usually not a fan of that. But, yeah. It kind of depends on me for the game too, of course. Say maybe a halberd though? Yeah, halberds are cool too. Pretty sure, Martin, you have multiple mouse movements. Gotcha, for attacking each weapon have different chances to hit or miss. Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of cool. I like that in Daggerfall, but I don't usually think too deeply about it. I guess the times I think about it the most is just when I'm missing a lot. I'm like, okay, I have to thrust, you know? In Daggerfall, you kind of have to thrust if you're missing a lot. But otherwise, I tend not to really think too much about it, so it's kind of like it's like a cool system visually, but not like that important, I feel like, in practice. I like Daggerfall's varied attacks too for the accuracy and damage, but it doesn't work well with numpads, and I hate laptop mice. Gotcha. With thumb pads? Or numpads, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I've only ever, tried the classic setup. I've actually not done click or hold, which could be easier maybe for that kind of setup. If only those rats and bats had a bigger hitbox. Yeah, especially the bats, man. 2 enemies I hate. I hate the bats, I hate the will-o-wisps. I guess every Dwemer dungeon's the same. It's like one custom dungeon, right? And it's placed in a couple different areas. I'm gonna check it real quick, but I'm pretty sure. Let's grab a light source back on as well. Yeah, I think this is the same. Although, I didn't realize there was like... Oh yeah, I did know this. Yeah, this is the same for sure. I love how SquidKamer designed this, though. You're going down the Dwemer tunnels, and then someone broke into like a cave system back here. That's so sick. Yeah, this one's also a much smaller dungeon, you know? Little, like, congregation room here with a cool-looking crown there. Yeah, so I think all the Dwemer dungeons are identical. It's like one custom dungeon. It's placed in a couple different locations. That's still very cool. But, yeah, that makes sense. Obviously, this takes a ton of work, so... If he had, like, multiple versions, that would be crazy. Morrowind's TTK gets faster as you play in general. Once you're moderate to high level, fully kitted out, only deserving enemies will take more than a few hits. Gotcha. Base means, yeah, I kind of prefer a lower time to kill, usually. Damn bats, yeah. I use click and hold. Yeah, click and hold, honestly, is just so convenient. I'm doing like a video coming up soon. I basically just have to edit it. It's basically done now, so it'll probably come out this week. Yeah, I kind of recommend people to, just use whatever's most comfortable. I do think click and hold are actually more optimal anyway, which is kind of funny. It removes your ability to actually do the different type of swipes, but you can attack a little bit faster with them than the classic attack setting in Unity. So, yeah, it's definitely a little stronger as well. But it's also just like way more convenient for most people. The only reason I still use this system is because I just always had. I think I played like 100 hours before that. I knew that option existed. Yeah, these bats and mice, man. The bats and the rats. These enemies look so good, man. Like the attack animation looks clean. I think there already was like 1 or 2 Dwemer enemies that were added from Daggerfall Expanded, or Daggerfall Enemy Expansion mod? Is that what it's called? Yeah, I think that's what it was called. Yeah, I think it was these guys, actually, I had seen elsewhere before. Or at least something very similar. I wonder, does that mean, do you guys know, are there any Dwemer enemies in Arena? I guess it's possible they came from there as well. I just can't remember how to move the mouse for different attacks. Yeah. And actually, Tabby, it's a little bit like more, it's a little bit more precise than I feel like it maybe needs to be. Sometimes in Daggerfall, I'll go for like an overhead chop, and like twice in a row, I'll miss it and get a side one. It's actually a little bit like more precise than it probably should be, honestly. Don't think so? Okay, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I guess a few of these are not from Arena at all, of course. Oh, he's taking out the rats for me. It's a good man. All right, I'm liking these Dwemers more and more. No one knows what happened to the Dwemer. Maybe there will be a future release that explores that further. Yeah, that would be cool. Only material? Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of interesting. I guess maybe, well, I guess Morrowind is really the first game to, like, tackle some good Dwemer lore, right? Yeah, I don't think any of this is different. Nope. But robots were probably inspired by the iron golems. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, duh. There are the golems in Daggerfall. That's true. By identical, you mean the exterior, right? Oh, I actually think the interiors, actually, Fiffinger. Yeah, I think all the interior Dwemer ruins, I think, are identical. But it's a completely custom-made mod, so, or custom dungeon mod, so it kind of makes sense that he wouldn't make multiple different ones. Though, I guess this is just one region. I could check, like, Sentinel's region real quick. We could type in, like, there is one Dwarven. Yeah, I guess I probably haven't checked this one before. We could check this real quick. You could just mirror the Dwemer dungeon for an easy way to add more of them? Yeah, I would think so too. Or, I don't know how the block system works for, like, a custom dungeon, but you probably could just, like, change some of that, right? I think there are hints of the Dwemer, but no enemies or ruins. Gotcha. But there are in Morrowind, right? Flesh golems, stone golems, iron golems, yeah. Well, the snow elves were slaves to the Dwemer. Yeah, a little bit. I think it's just because, you know, it's hard to make multiple custom. Yeah, this is definitely identical. I think all the Dwarven ruins are just the same custom dungeon, yeah. Which, I think the Pirate Coves are probably that way too. But the Pirate Coves sometimes looked like it was partially generated. And then at the end of the generation, there was some custom built stuff that could spawn, I guess. I could be wrong about that. He could have just made a custom dungeon that looks so much like a vanilla dungeon, which is definitely possible. I would not put that out of the capabilities of SquidKamer. Legendary mod author for sure. But yeah, this layout is identical, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, Morrowind's a lot of Dwemer stuff. Yeah, that'll be cool for me. Because, you know, only really Skyrim's given me, like, some Dwemer stuff. And, yeah, I'm curious to see how Morrowind handles it. And if there's some, like, quests that are kind of focused on the ancient stuff, which would be cool. Yeah, this is definitely the same. Snow best became the Falmer. Oh, yeah, I think I knew that at one point. That's a cool concept as well. Oh, man, the Falmer. That brings me back to the Skyrim days. Sadly, yeah, very sad, but we don't know the whole story. Interesting. They were responsible for some of the dungeons in Arena, but they were just called dwarves and they didn't have robots yet. Oh, okay. So dwarves being extinct or missing was an element all the way back in Arena. Gotcha. Huh. I do like the exteriors like this. These look good. It does look like some ancient technology, right? Especially up top here. Like a really nice design, I gotta say. I love this song as well. It's a great theme. Orange number stuff is peak. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I don't know. Just the other day, I was thinking, like, I'm just ready to get into Morrowind. I'm ready to try it out. And I think the timing's perfect. Like, all of you guys that hang out in my stream, you guys all know Morrowind pretty well, it feels like. So I think it'll also be kind of funny. One, I can make a lot of comparisons to Daggerfall, which will just be fun for me. not necessarily talk about what's like better or worse, but just, you know, my thoughts and about what's changed and how I feel about some of Morrowind's mechanics and stuff. So that'll be interesting for me. But then also it could be fun for you guys just to see me struggle and come across some of the awesome content for the first time, you know? I don't know, it's exciting. I think it'll be cool for a live stream. And yeah, I've been wanting to get back into it, and if I have the live stream, I just feel like I'll be more motivated to do it. Maybe we need a poll for how long it takes you to get annoyed at the cliff racers. I don't know what the cliff racers are. I've heard this mentioned now a few times in my thing. Is it something I should just wait and see and for like the initial experience, or should I be warned about it? It's not those floating octopus squid guys, right? They fly? Damn cliff racers. Yeah, I don't know. I did see the squid flyers, which is pretty sick, I gotta say. Oh, you'll see. Wait, is it early on or does it happen later? Just curious. The cackle will be burned into your mind before the end. Is it as iconic as the Daggerfall skeleton screech? Those are different? Okay, gotcha. Morrowind's art style and soundtrack are goated. I already love the art style. The aesthetic in general. Like, not even just the art style, but their direction. Like, their visual presentation of their direction. Like, how they design the way that the Dunmer culture and buildings look and society looks. The actual character designs look really good. I didn't even know that first NPC was a Dunmer when I looked at him, because it was so unlike the other Elder Scrolls. So yeah, I think Morrowind has a very unique aesthetic in general. They attack you constantly in Morrowind? Gotcha. There's a mod to fix it if you get annoyed, though. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. It could be almost immediate. Oh man, I'm getting like a sense of like Resident Evil 3 just gonna be chasing me throughout the game. They're eternal. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be Saturday. I want to make sure it's on the weekend so that everyone that wants to tune in can actually catch it. We're going to do Saturday, 12 p.m. for the Morrowind first episode. And yeah, I actually think I might end the stream here, guys. I do want to finish my tutorial video, so I think I'll work on that for an hour or two, probably. Yeah, hopefully that turns out well. It's almost done. I just got to edit it. I'm just being a little bit lazy about it at this point. But yeah, I think I'll work on that tonight. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow or not. It might be like another random one that I don't schedule. I'm not sure yet. But then Saturday for sure, we're doing Morrowind. We'll do episode 1 of it, and I'm just going to start straight from a new game. I'm not even going to like prep a character for it. We'll build the character together. I'll do a custom class. Yeah, it'll be funny. You guys can feel free to backseat game as much as you like, of course. But yeah, let me finish reading up some of the chat, and then I'll head out. And they get stuck a lot? Okay, yeah. Does enemies getting stuck prevent you from... Well, I guess that it wouldn't really have that in Morrowind. Does Morrowind even have fast travel? I don't even know if it has fast travel. I'm pretty sure there was a war with a Dwemer in Morrowind. The heart was every Dwemer in existence was only one remain. Gotcha. I just made my class. Nice. From sleeping. Oh, right. Duh, from resting. That makes sense too, right? Of course. Yeah, this is going to be hype. I'm excited, man. Saturday's going to be sick. All right, I think I'll head out here. I'm going to finish my video. Thanks a ton, everyone, for watching again. I always appreciate it. Thanks so much for all of the gifted memberships, all the support, as always. And yeah, was there anything I needed to write in the Discord today with the mod stuff? I don't think so, right? Yeah, I think we're good. So I'll just, I'll update the announcements for if I do a random stream. But otherwise, yeah, see you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Thanks again.